Hey yo, peace family. Welcome back to Flesh of the Gods. Today, we descend into the darkness that shocked the community to its core, a darkness that for too long has been allowed to fester in the shadows. We turn our focus to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where a verdict has been reached in the horrific case of a 19-year-old Sade Carleena Robinson. The name Maxwell Anderson now carries the weight of a jury's conviction, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide, mutilation of a corpse, and arson in the brutal slaying and dismemberment of young Sade. This was not just a murder, family. It was an act of grotesque violence that has rightfully ignited an outpouring of grief and fury. But to be honest, beyond the horror of this individual crime lies a deeper, more insidious truth. For Sade's family and many within the community, this tragedy has ripped open a wound that never truly heals. The persistent and often ignored violence that Black women and girls face in this realm. Their vulnerability, their pain, so often relegated to the margins, now screams for our attention, demands our acknowledgement. In this episode, we will not shy away from the gravity of this crime. We will reflect on the life that was stolen, the brutality inflicted, and the lingering questions that haunt us. But more importantly, we will amplify the voices that demand we confront the systematic issues that allow such violence to continue unchecked. Sade Carleena Robinson's name will not be forgotten, and her death must serve as a catalyst for change. A reckoning with the shadows that prey upon the most vulnerable among us. With no further ado, let's get it started. Stay vigilant, stay fresh, and stay blessed, family. Let's get it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, tap in, share with a friend on your way in. Let's go.
I did read the letters that were supplied on behalf of Mr. Anderson, and I do agree. They paint a picture of a man who helped his family when in need, who cared for animals, who went out of his way to love and support his family. But they love him, and that's clear. And that weighs on his behalf. You know, the fact that there are people out there that care and love him, that says something good. You know, quite often we do trials or we go to sentencing and there's no one here on the behalf of a defendant, which is really tragic and sad. So it says something good that a family does still care about him. I have reviewed the pre-sentence and I've taken into consideration what's stated therein. I have to look at whether you're remorseful, and I don't think you're remorseful in any way. I don't think that you have gotten to the point of taking any form of responsibility for what transpired. You know, the investigation that was conducted in this case, it was a dedication by numerous law enforcement officers to work tirelessly to put together the pieces to determine exactly what happened underlying this matter. You know, I do think that jury trials, they do re-victimize the victims. You know, it's hard to sit and watch a trial. It's hard to see the details. And it's hard, you know, not even to have known Miss Robinson, to wipe from my mind what you saw during that trial. And I didn't love her. I didn't know her, but you did. And that's a hard last thing to have in your minds. So I do understand how trials do re-victimize the victims. So when I look at the character of the defendant, I find the character wanting. When I look to the severity of the offense underlying this matter, I do sit in homicide court, and I can tell you on a daily basis, you don't understand why things happen. You know, almost every case, the victims come in and they want to know why. Why did it happen? Why did you have to do this? Why did you have to get to that point? And more often than not, there's no answer. We never know. It never makes sense. There's never do you walk away and say, oh, I understand why that transpired. It just doesn't happen. I can also tell you that, you know, I've read through all these letters and they talk about give us justice, right? Give us what's due. But I can't give you justice. There's no way you will walk out of here, no matter what I do today, and high-five each other. There's no way you walk out of here and you say, justice is served. Because justice would be having Ms. Robinson back to you. Justice would be having her with you for the rest of your lives. And you never get that. You know, to hear about her, she was an innocent victim. You know, she was a girl that I would hope all young ladies strive to be. You know, to hear about working 2 jobs to reach her goals, to be going on for schooling and further education, but then to hear about how much she was loved in the community by almost everyone that touched her. You know, it was interesting to go through the letters because I got the letters that were from who I expected, you know, the mother, the father, the sister, the loved ones. I also got a letter from the real estate agent that worked with Ms. Scarborough. I got a letter from citizens. And I can't tell you, I really debated whether or not I would share this, but there was a letter from a citizen
He made it to where
doesn't know Ms. Robinson, never met her. And this is what he said, or she said, I don't know. The person signed it as Stargazer. In pertinent part, it says, Sade Robinson was not a torso. She was not evidence. She was a full, living, radiant human being. She had dreams, plans, and a future she was building with pride. She had people who loved her and that still love her, more than words can hold. And she had a right to live, to breathe, to laugh, to grow old. That right was stolen in a way so vile, so deliberate, that it tears at the fabric of what we call humanity. You, Maxwell Anderson, didn't just kill her. You carved her, and you discarded her like garbage. And you tried to erase her body from this earth piece by piece. And for what? Not even you had the courage to say. You sat there in court as if you were a man. You didn't snap, you planned. You didn't panic, you dismembered. And still you offer no answers, no remorse, no ounce of dignity that you stripped from her. But here's what you couldn't take. You could not mutilate her soul. You could not silence the scream of justice. You could not prevent an entire community from rising up in Sade's name. We know who she was. We know what she could have become, and we will not let your darkness define her. To the family, there are no words that can hold the weight of your pain, but I need you to know we see you. We mourn with you. We love you. You have the right to tears. You have the right to rage. You have the right to every ounce of justice this system can give. May you feel her arms in the wind. May you hear her laughter in your memories. May you know that she did not die forgotten, she died loved, and we will remember her always. Maxwell Anderson, you are not the center of this story. She is, and she will always be. Sade Robinson lives on in light, in truth, and in love, and you will be remembered only as a man who tried to destroy something beautiful, but failed. You know, I thought that was beautiful, and I think that it shows the impact that this had on the community. You know, that took time and effort and thought, and I think it put together a lot of what the community felt. So going back to what I need to look at. In formulating a proper sentence, I need to look at the character of the defendant. I need to look at the severity of the offense. You know, to take away a child is horrific. You know, you wouldn't wish that on anybody. To have a child not outlive the parents is a horrible thing. But not only did you extinguish her life, but you hid it, and you hid her body to be found. And I can only imagine every time a news report, every time something clicked that another body part was found, how it had to just re-victimize this family, how it had to just be like another shot to their soul. I can't imagine how horrific that had to be. And yet, I wonder which was worse, the not knowing in those first days where she was. You know, I can't even think of a word, horrific. It's beyond imaginable for a parent to think of not being able to know if your children are dead or alive, and then to learn that they were dismembered and disgraced to the extent that this poor girl, her body endured, is beyond understanding. So the severity of the offense, I'll agree. It's It's definitely at the top of some of the worst homicides I've seen in this court. Looking at the impact on the community, I read that letter because I thought it stated to a great extent what we're here about. You know, what my job is to do, it is to hold you accountable and to punish you. It is also to protect society. And that's about how do we figure out if at some point you're redeemable? How do we figure out if at some point you will change your mindset? You will get the therapy and education to be at a point where you will be safe to have in the community. Now, part of that goes into the fact that you don't take responsibility. You know, I listened to the evidence. I watched what was introduced during the course of the trial. There is no explanation that I've heard that's valid as to why you would be walking away from that burning car. You know, those photos were not of a girl in a video enjoying life. Those photos of you grasping the breast that was ultimately shaved from her body, with her face plastered into that, I don't recall if it was the ottoman of the couch, the way that her body was positioned, there's no explanation for that. I don't need to rehash the evidence. I've gone through all my notes from this trial, and I think that Attorney Vance Cruzan did a nice job of summarizing in pertinent part the details. But there's no answer that you briefly provided in this pre-sentence that makes even a hint, that even resonates with a hint of truth. So how do we protect society from a man who clearly has had darkness in his past, who engaged in behavior that is, it's the facts that you see written in horror novels. That's what we have to determine. And you know, it isn't easy. I can tell you that when you think about, is there ever something redeemable in a person? You'd like to say at some point there is. And I can tell you that at the points in life where I've come to the conclusion that there isn't anything redeemable, you know, you do think about, I think it takes away a little piece of my soul. How come I couldn't find anything good? How come I can't find anything that I can say at some point you'll be a better person? So ultimately at sentencing, considering the seriousness of the offense, your character, and the needs of society. This is clearly not a probation case. Probation would unduly depreciate the seriousness of the offense and isn't even allowable under our law. You are sentenced to a term of life imprisonment, and that is what the penalty is for a jury of your peers ultimately coming back and convicting you on first-degree intentional. In this case, I didn't see a restitution request.
We are asking for a restitution hearing, and we've pre-selected a date.
Thank you. We'll be setting restitution off to be determined at a later date. Relative to this matter, I have considered the seriousness of the offense. I have weighed your character, and as I've indicated, I find it wanting. I've also reflected on the needs of society, and are you a good risk? And sadly, you're not. As to my sentence, relative to the nature of the offense, you are not eligible for challenge incarceration. You're clearly not eligible for any substance abuse programming. Restitution will be determined at a later date. You do need to submit a biological specimen to the state crime lab and pay the surcharge thereof. You do have the right to appeal, and if indigent, you have the right to the assistance of the public defender. What you need to understand is that a notice of intent to pursue post-conviction relief must be filed in the trial court within 20 days after sentencing for your rights to be preserved. You have been convicted of a felony. You may never possess a firearm. If you do, you're looking at 10 years of imprisonment, a $25,000 fine, or both. You may not possess body armor at any time in the future. If you do, you'll be subject to 15 years of imprisonment, a $50,000 fine, or both. You cannot vote in any election. I'm going to waive all non-mandatory fees, costs, and assessments. I'm ultimately going to want payment for restitution first and foremost. So we're going to determine that on a later date. But due to that, I'm not imposing any fine. The fees, costs, and assessments will be payable during your term of confinement at a rate to be determined by the DOC. Pretrial incarceration credit.
I'll get that information to you.
Okay. So relative to one moment. Count 3, arson of property other than building. That's a Class I felony. On that offense, you are looking at a fine of up to $10,000 or imprisonment for not more than 3 years and 6 months or both. Relative to that matter, the maximum is 18 months of initial confinement and 2 years of extended supervision. I am imposing 18 months of initial confinement and 2 years of extended supervision.
Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
Count 2, which is a charge of mutilating a corpse. That's a Class F. Count 2, which is a charge of mutilating a corpse. That's a Class F felony. That means upon conviction, you could be fined not more than $25,000 and imprisoned not more than 12 years and 6 months or both. Relative to that, the maximum is 7.5 years of initial confinement and 5 years of extended supervision. I am imposing 7.5 years of initial confinement and 5 years of supervision. Relative to count 1, that is a Class A felony, the charge of first-degree intentional homicide. Relative to that, you shall be sentenced to imprisonment for life. And relative to this matter, weighing all of the factors that I must, looking at the galleon factors, considering your character, the severity of the offense, and the impact on the community, where you stole a truly shining light, is what it sounds like. I am ordering that you will not be eligible for extended supervision. Counts 2 and 3 are consecutive to count 1. The date for the restitution hearing will be
September 4th at 10:30.
Have you determined?
Yes, excluding today's date, 484 days.
I will provide you with a written explanation of the determinate sentence for your review. State, what have I failed to address?
I think that's everything.
Defense, what have I failed to address?
Nothing further.
Celeste?
Nothing, Judge.
One moment, and I'll give you a copy.
Sentence to life. Gave him the max. So that initial confinement, do anybody know, do that mean like he has to be on 24-hour lockdown? Initial, is that what they mean by initial confinement? I don't know. Never heard it before. Maybe I'll look it up.
Is there a printer in the paper? Is there paper in the printer?
Anyway, that's enough of him. What up, family? I see you, Allie in the building, Brown Sugar Babe in the building, FFS in the building. What up? I see y'all. Appreciate y'all, family. Cat Knot Williams in the building. Shout out to Cat Knot Williams. Y'all show Cat Knot Williams some love. Drop her some KSPNs in the chat. Show her some love. Cat Knot Williams, one of the best streamers out here. That's a fact. Queen Slime. Got the coldest content. I'm sure all y'all know, because that's where I met most of y'all at. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all show Cat some love. Shout out to Cat. Go sub up to her channel. Great content. Brown Sugar Babe, FFS, Tat Clouds. Appreciate you. Tat Indigo Capra. Shout out to you. Appreciate you, family. All right, we're going to keep it rolling. We're going to get into the sister, because the sister one was pretty deep. I ain't going to pull up the mom yet, because I like the mom, and I might wait a little later, see if some more people join us so we can all see the mom together. But yeah, let's get on to the sister. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, tap in, share with a friend. Let's go, fam.
Well, isn't this a nice surprise?
Good morning, Ms. Reams. In order to begin, would you please state your first and last name and spell both for the record?
Adriana Reams, ADRIANNAREAMS.
Ms. Reams, what would you like to say?
When Maxwell Anderson murdered my sister, he redefined my definition of misfortune. No amount of financial hardships, disputes, or everyday struggles were even in the same realm as the effect of the loss he created. He made it,
And try to go slow, okay?
He made it to where my grandfather, who had just gotten diagnosed with cancer, lost his will to live his already health-threatened life. He was mentally sick and constantly bedridden. He could not even garden, which is a core part of his life that I have seen him do every year that I have been alive. He made me witness my hypersensitive grandmother on the verge of heart attack several times. Breaking down from the combination of the grief, other people's emotions, and the stress of having to deal with all the tedious responsibilities that he left behind when he ended my sister's life. He stole my father's ability to see the work he put in to raise Sade for 18 years pay off by having more than a year of seeing her be a happy, successful adult who still loved and appreciated him. He stole her father's ability to repair his relationship with her and be as close as they once were. He stole my mother's chance to ever finally become the mother that Sade always deserved. But most importantly, he stole Sade's chance to be an adult, to choose who she would and would not let into her life, to prioritize herself for the first time and do what makes her happy. As a result of his actions, I have had to grow up way faster than a 16-year-old should have to. I had to communicate with law enforcement, take care of my family, physically pick my mother up off of the ground, on top of trying to deal with my own loss, because he left them all too weak and broken to do anything. I had to quit my job because Sade got me that job, and the whole time I was there, I worked with her. I saw the effect she had on people, the way everyone lit up from her presence, the way she made everyone, from customers to coworkers feel special, which meant that I had to watch all of that go away. I had to watch and hear time and time again all of the people, many of whom I've never heard of, who were deeply pained by the loss of Sade because of what she meant to them, because of the way that she changed people's lives and generated happiness and erased people's bad days with her smile or her laugh or her hugs or her compliments or her taking things off of other people's plates regardless of how full her own was. I could not continue to be surrounded by people who hurt the same way I did, because of the huge impact she had on them regardless of the extent of their interactions. I could not be in places where I could easily be walked over because I no longer had her to advocate for me, as she always did when I had not yet found my own voice. I couldn't go back to a job where I could no longer be getting to spend time with her, whether it was through car rides, shifts together, or sleeping over at her apartment because she always wanted to take care of me. He made it to where I couldn't go to school without people giving me looks of pity or no longer knowing how to interact with me because neither them or I knew what to say, for there was nothing you could say for what he did. He made it to where I cannot ride my bike without random but kind strangers stopping me because they feel the need to pray for me and my family despite not knowing us. He made it to where I cannot trust anyone, not just emotionally, but I cannot meet any person without the fear that they're gonna harm or kill me. Because all my sister did was meet someone, and as a result, he ended her life. He stole my ability to feel momentary happiness without feeling guilty for enjoying my life when I know Sade will never get to enjoy hers. He made it to where I cannot let myself stop doing things because I know that if I have time and space to think, I will break down and I will not be able to start again. He made me miss school and sports and a number of other things because I was searching for my sister's body that he unremorsefully hid from us, knowing that it would cause us extra pain. He made me feel extra anger for the fact that he could be so ruthless and relegate my sister, who took years to build up the confidence to feel like something, back to nothing. He makes me feel extra anger because he still shows no regret and sits here looking stupid without an ounce of guilt for what he did. He stole my sanity because I will spend the rest of my life searching for answers that I'll never get about what he did to my sister and why he did it. Because even though he has no life ahead of him, he still refuses to tell us these answers, even though doing so no longer has any ability to hurt him. He stole my resolve when he and his lawyer sat here and tried to paint my sister as some dirty, irresponsible drug addict or dealer, which could not be further from the truth. A couple of months ago, one of Sade's old teachers gave me a letter that she wrote to me for a school assignment when she was 15. She talked about some of her hardships, and she had so many, which is why it is especially hard to know that as soon as her hard work allowed her to escape many of them, her life was stolen. She said that she wants to be my role model and show me that anything is possible, that she wants to guide me through everything and be my support system. She said that even 5 years ago, she wanted to inspire me to be as independent as she was, and that she hopes she inspires me to do what I want to do in life. She said that everything she does is for me, and she will do anything for me. Even in her 19 years, she was still incredibly hardworking, independent, kind, supportive, selfless, resilient, and special. She continues to inspire me for the fighter that she was, but he took the guide and support system and role model that she was going to be for the rest of my life. He stole my big sister that always protected me and nurtured me and put me first. And he robbed her of her ability to do that and feel accomplished because she knew she was setting me up for a life better than the one she was forced to struggle through. He made it to where I cannot read that letter that I should have always cherished and smiled about without crying, because now it is just a reminder of everything I no longer have. He made it to where I cannot speak about her without breaking down, or think about her without shaking, to where I cannot even grasp or understand my emotions because they are so overwhelming that I have to be numb to them. He made it to where holidays are no longer a celebration, but a mourning. He robbed my future kids of the opportunity to have cousins and an aunt to love and support them. And I will never not be haunted and affected by all that he took from me, but what hurts 10 times more is all that he took from her. Sade deserves to be selfish and irresponsible. She was working from the time she was 14 because she did not have anyone she could comfortably rely on, and she felt the need to be self-sufficient. People only ever took from her. They took advantage of her because they knew how kind and generous of a person she was. As she grew, she began to stand up for herself, but she never stopped showing people grace, never let one or a few bad people ruin her open-mindedness and magnanimousness for everyone she met. As she became more comfortable after saving up hard-earned checks and tips for years and buying her own car and apartment without any help from anyone, she began to dream bigger. She was able to think about more than just getting by and develop career aspirations while remaining responsible and paying all her bills months in advance and still affording to finally enjoy the little free time that she had. Whether it was saving up for big vacations where she could go meet new people and experience new cultures as a social butterfly that she was, or taking a little breather and going out on one of her rare nights off between being a full-time college student on top of working over 60 hours a week between 2 jobs. She had every right to, and no matter what picture anyone paints, she was always responsible when she did. Her independence was finally allowed, and she was finally beginning to be happy. He ended it as soon as it started. He made it so she went through 19 years of hardships and abuse, and then after working hard to escape it, had no life left to be able to enjoy it. No chance to learn from whatever normal minor mistakes she made as any 19-year-old does. All she wanted was to be cared for and praised and appreciated, the way she had always done for everyone else, and he instead took her ability to do anything. She was the definition of a fighter, the definition of resilience. She never laid down or backed down, and to know that he took all her power away and stole her ability to fight for herself is the worst thing imaginable. There is nothing that can justify what he did to her, and what he did was much more than just murder or dismember her. He erased her independence, her ability to fight for herself. He tried to erase her existence and her value. Now I no longer have the opportunity to try and give her everything she gave me. I cannot show her how proud of her I am or how much I looked up to her. But much worse than me, she can no longer make herself proud or make herself anything. And the only one who took that from her is the man sitting right there. I beg you to not let this man have any type of parole. You heard his ex-girlfriend describe the psychological abuse and self-harm he tried to impose on her. His behavior is clearly a pattern, and there is no way that after he has demonstrated the extent of what he is willing to do to a person so casually, he should ever walk these streets again. He still refuses to even admit what he did, and the jury and the public did not even have to be there to unanimously know what he did. He is clearly a danger to the public and should never be given another chance to cause anyone such tremendous harm the way he has done to my family. These law enforcement officers and prosecutors work countless days working to find the truth. You, us, and the jury sat here for 2 weeks hearing all the heinous things he committed. Do not let any of that go to waste. Do not let the loss of Sade go to waste. This man should never walk free again. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reams. You spoke well on behalf of your sister.
Yo, she did that. Let me bring the next clip in. Oh, hold on. Boom.
The absence of evidence is
Big
not
shout out
evidence.
to Allie. Y'all dropping some coins in the chat. Show her some love and drop some Allies. Appreciate you, family. You still ain't told me what you want for your emoji. You gotta let me know. We'll get that in the works if you want one. No biggie if you don't. Joni 4 in the building. What up, Joni 4? I see you. Appreciate you, family. Oh, hold on. I got your name blocked. Put some respect on your name. There we go. Pull the name up. Shout out to Joni 4. I see you. Who else came in? Okay, I guess that was it. Oh, and no one. Duh. Shout out to no one. I see you. Appreciate you, family. Hey, I gotta chop it up with you too about this video after. So let's get that in the works. But I'm gonna keep it rolling. On to the next. Play a little bit of this landlord situation, and then we gonna get to the mom. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, tap in, share with a friend.
For work, so that's how that worked out.
Is the person you're calling Maxwell Anderson in the courtroom today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Could you please identify him by indicating where he is sitting and something he's wearing?
Yeah, he's right here, and he's wearing a gray long sleeve shirt, button down.
I'd ask the record to reflect the witness identified the defendant and pointed at him.
Yes, that's fine.
The record will so reflect.
So you had lived in Texas and then you moved back to Wisconsin?
Yeah, once I finished college, I did, yes.
And that's how you found this apartment?
Yeah, post online, made by Maxwell.
Did you reach out to him?
Yeah, I reached out to him. He told me to come over. I looked at the place. It worked out. The rent was cheap. I liked it, so I took it.
When was this? What year?
I can't. 2023, I believe, and I lived there for 2 years, or 2022. I can't nail down it.
Okay, and you also just said you had lived there for 2 years,
2
correct?
years, yeah, roughly.
When did you move out of there?
I would say probably a week after I was dragged out of my home in my underwear by the SWAT team.
Okay, would that have been in April of 2024?
Yes,
And so you lived in the lower unit?
I did.
Who lived in the upper unit?
Maxwell Anderson.
Would you pay rent to him?
Yes,
How would you do that?
by check usually.
Once a month?
He would let me pay pretty much whenever I wanted, which is one of the reasons that I did want to continue renting from him. So I might pay him $500 first week, next paycheck, pay him $500 that week. Sometimes it was all in one, $1,000 a month, and I wrote it to him at the beginning of the month.
Did you understand him to be the landlord?
Yes.
Did you understand him to be the owner of the house?
Yes, he explained to me that he was the owner of the house, yes.
Did you believe that to be true?
I didn't believe that to be true, no.
Why not?
Well, I guess I could.
I'm going to object on relevance grounds to this line of questioning.
Why is it relevant?
Goes towards his knowledge of the defendant.
I'll allow it. You can answer it if you're able to answer it.
Well, he told me that he put $40,000 down on his home, but throughout the course of me staying in the house, I came to realize that Max didn't necessarily hold down a job very well. So it was kind of confusing to me how somebody could amass a $40,000 down payment when they only work 3 days a week and are frequently changing jobs.
But nevertheless, you would just pay him and no one else?
Absolutely, him and no one else.
Did you interact with him much other than to pay rent?
We probably hung out the first year that I was there a handful of times. Went to a couple of bars, just kind of keeping it amicable, as friendly as you could be from a tenant to a landlord.
How many times?
5, 10 maybe.
And had you ever been in his unit?
Yeah, a couple of times I went up there. We were just talking about, whatever. It wasn't for anything in particular, but yeah, when he called me over to look at the unit at first, he didn't even show me the lower unit. He just showed me his apartment upstairs, and he said it was kind of pretty much the same thing downstairs, just with an extra room, so.
You stated that you had hung out with him a couple times the first year. Did you not hang out with him after a period of time?
Yeah, after about the first year of living there, he came to be what I would call just an insufferable landlord. He would basically have people over.
I'm going to object again. This is getting into impermissible character evidence.
I'll ask a more pointed question.
Okay.
You stopped hanging out with him after about the first year, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Did you understand him to, I think you said he had worked jobs. What did you know him to do for work?
I knew that he was a bartender. He just worked at a bunch of different locations, which isn't uncommon for bartenders to do, but.
Did you know what bars?
I knew that he worked at Victor's. That was really the only one that I can remember right now. But like I said, he went through a couple.
Did he have a car?
Yeah, he had a black SUV.
Do you remember what kind?
Hyundai, however you say that.
Did you have a car?
Yeah.
What car did you have?
I have a black Honda Civic.
And would you park it at the residence?
Yeah, usually, I mean, it could go either way. Some days I would park in the front street, and then some days I would park in the back by the garage.
I want to talk to you about the layout of the residence.
Yeah, that's predominantly the house that I lived in, and then in the basement as well.
I would move those exhibits in again, and I could read the numbers for the record if Your Honor would like.
I have 257, 354, 355, 381, 359, and 382.
It was 297.
Okay, that made no
Isn't
sense
this
because 257 was already in, so that makes more sense.
All right, good.
Any objection?
No.
They're received.
Ask to publish.
Go ahead.
I'm going to start with exhibit 297 here. Mr. Warmington, can you see that TV, either the one to my right or the one next to
I can see it just fine.
Okay. 297, what are we looking at, sir?
That would be the front yard of my home, or where I lived at Maxwell Anderson's home.
Who's this person right here?
That person?
Yes.
Is that me? That is me. That's absolutely me.
Okay, all right. So this is where you live?
Yep.
And you are standing on the front cement porch?
Yep.
That door that's next to you, is that a door into your unit, the upper unit? Where does that door go?
That door goes specifically to my unit, the lower unit, and it did not go upstairs. And that's the door that I use the majority of the time.
So that unit, that door, you couldn't get into the upper unit from that door?
Not from that door, no.
Okay. Did you use that door predominantly?
Predominantly, yes.
Over here, there's a gate. You see that?
Yep.
Is there a side door?
There is a side door about 10 feet inside of that gate once you walk into it, on the right.
Where does the side door lead into?
The side door, once you open it, you can either go to the middle floor, which would be my unit. You can go downstairs into the basement, or you could go upstairs to Maxwell's unit.
Were you known to use the side door at all?
Very infrequently, only probably to go to work if I was parked out back. A lot of the time, like I said, I was parked out front anyway, because it's easier for me to just walk through the front door.
So you would use the side door, but it wasn't common?
No, it wasn't. And I actually would let my dog out of the front door as well. There should be a cable there, so I use the front door more often than not, yeah.
You had one dog?
I had one dog, yes.
Did the defendant have any dogs?
He had two dogs.
Where would those dogs stay?
Usually in the basement. That's where their kennels were located, but when Maxwell was home, he would take them upstairs with him.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
Big shout out to Cat Knott Williams. Y'all dropped them KSPNs and them cats in the chat. Appreciate you for the 5 gifted membership. Y'all show us some love. Appreciate you, family. I couldn't help but drop a 5 myself. You know, we back in there where I could do that again. So appreciate that. Appreciate the love, family. Y'all show us some love. Shout out to Cat Knott Williams, KSPN gang. Go sub up. She got the best content out there on YouTube. Even better than mine. That's a fact. That's my favorite channel. I have to get back over there when I'm not working so hard. But I appreciate you. Y'all show us some love, family.
What kind of dog did you have?
I have a large American Bulldog.
And what kind of dogs did Mr. Anderson have?
I believe it was a black lab and some kind of pit bull terrier. Both female, if
Okay.
that matters.
Let's talk about your apartment first. Can you just kind of summarize the general layout of it?
Yeah, if you were to walk in that front door right there to the left, you've got my living room. It's kind of set up in like an X. There's 4 rooms in the 4 corners. The room on the right would be my bedroom, and then you have the bathroom in the middle, and then you have my home office in the far right corner of the home, and then the kitchen in the far left-hand corner.
Where's your bedroom?
My bedroom is right there. As soon as you open that front door, you're going to walk into a wall. It's on the other side of that wall, so right there on the right.
How many bedrooms total in your unit?
In my unit, 2.
And your room was sort of in the front of the residence?
Absolutely. As soon as you open up that front door, there's a wall 3 feet in front of you. If you go on the other side of that wall, that's my room.
Let's talk about the basement. How would you get to the basement?
Through that side door.
Not through the front door?
Not through the front door, no. In order for me to go to the basement, the only way that you could get in there is if you were to go in through that side door. Obviously, you could get there through my unit because there's a door into the stairwell, and that's how I'd get to the basement.
Okay. Did you ever use the basement?
I used the basement probably the first year that I was there doing my laundry. Other than that, I mean, I cut it down. I did not like going down there. It smelled awful. There was oftentimes I would have to report to Max that his dogs had defecated in the basement. It was horrid smelling. It frequently flooded and had what I can only assume is...
I'm going to object on relevance grounds.
All right, I'll ask a different question.
Okay.
You didn't use the basement much?
Not much, yes.
You used to use it to do your laundry, right?
Yes.
You kind of stopped doing that?
Yeah, I stopped probably the last couple of months that I was there. I didn't go down there pretty much at all, maybe once a month to do laundry. But then his washing machine actually broke and he started utilizing mine, or what was reserved for me. And I didn't want to share a washing machine with him, so I would just honestly just go down to my mom's and do some of my laundry there.
Did you keep any belongings in the basement?
No.
I'm going to show Exhibit 354 on the screen here. What are we looking at?
That's a stairwell going up from the basement, and that is the side door that I've been discussing.
That's the side door?
Yep.
All right, and then next, I'm going to zoom in here. There's a, right where I'm pointing here. What is that?
Multiple light switch panels there.
What would those activate?
Those would activate stairwell lights, and I believe the light that is outside of the door.
And you answer?
Out there, and you are looking to the right side of the basement.
Exhibit 359. Where is this, or what are we looking at? And if you could use that last photo to help us understand.
Yeah, last photo would probably be like a 180-degree shot from the last photo that we just looked at. Looks like somebody turned right around, and this is kind of towards the front part of the basement, I guess you could say. As you can see the dog kennel there, yeah. That would be the front part, directly under my living room is where that would be.
All right, so the dog kennel area you're referring to is...
Back there, yes.
Is that where you knew Maxwell Anderson to keep his dogs?
Yeah, in his kennels, yes.
Was that all the time or just when he wasn't there?
Just when he wasn't there, they were in the kennel. He usually would bring them up into his apartment when he was there, yeah.
.381. What are we looking at here?
That looks like so that's the dryer right there. So you're looking, I don't know, towards the back of the basement. If you were to come down the stairs, down the left-hand side, he had a tool bench down there, and that punching bag. So yeah, the back left, if you were to come down the stairs of the basement.
Same room as,
Look like a mystery maze in that mud.
Yes, that's exactly right next to the tool bench.
And that's not the same part of the basement that's...
Look around getting lost.
No, it's not. That would be opposite ends.
Okay. And then I'm going to put up 382.
Yeah, that's the tool bench.
Was anything in there, in that tool bench, yours?
No, not at all.
You had nothing in the basement?
Absolutely nothing. I put nothing down there.
Did you know him to have a lot of tools?
Yeah, absolutely. Neighbors would come over and ask us to borrow tools.
Okay. Did you know him to use the tools?
Did I know Max? Absolutely. He was constantly working on home improvement projects that that he called home improvement, but they weren't very good.
What kind of projects are you talking about?
Well, he did some work on the fence. He was building some kind of underground shelter. He was going to allow his dogs to sleep under there. That would be the hole in the yard. And so in doing so, he had to work on the fence, and I believe he put up some shiplap and painted it. So.
I didn't hear that last thing. Put up some what?
Shiplap. It's a type of like wood that you could put up.
Can you spell that?
No. SHIPLAP, I think.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So continue. You were discussing.
Yeah, so I mean, it was almost nonstop, and it got to the point. That's one of the main reasons that I was moving out, is that it was like living in a construction zone. I mean, I'd get off from work at 5 o'clock, and I'd have to tell him multiple times after I work a long day of work, I'm not trying to come home to hearing hammers and saws and power drills or anything like that. But it just never ended.
So lot of projects he'd be working on.
A lot of projects.
You would characterize them as home improvement projects?
That's how we would like to phrase it.
All right. You said there was a hole in the yard.
Yes.
Where was the hole?
That was right outside of the screen door.
The side door?
Side screen door, yes.
I'm going to show you Exhibit 302. Fine. Do you recognize this photo?
Yeah, that's the whole discussion.
I'd move 302 and ask to publish.
Any objection?
No.
To receive, go ahead.
302 is on the screen here. So the camera
Even
person
outside
is
is
sitting just outside the side door facing 39th Street. Right?
Correct.
Okay. And where is this hole, if you could just describe? And if you need to get up to point.
Yeah, it's right in that back corner right there. You can see the shiplap that I just brought up. It's a lighter texture than the rest of the fence because it was a fresh cut. He was freshly putting that material up and he freshly painted it. As you can see, the rest of the fence is a bit darker.
Sorry, you gotta step on.
It's a bit darker. He had just done that. Now you see, take your finger to the right there. Yeah.
Can I have the witness step up?
Sure.
Absolutely,
I
sorry.
think we have a microphone. If you just give me 1 second.
This here.
Turn it on.
All right. Why don't you point out what you're talking about
Before I even moved in. This was here, I saw it there. He told me he was gonna have it fixed up and he was gonna put something there, but obviously that never happened. But as you can see here, this is a natural brown, a darker brown, because that fence has been there before I even moved in. And you can see here, these are the shiplap, and he put them horizontally. And so this has been done new because this started to cave in before he could even do anything with this. So this fence started to come down, so he had to fix that. So that's what he did. He put up this new shiplap, whatever this lumber is, and as you can see, it's a totally different painted color because it's been painted at 2 different times. This was the most recent project that I can remember that he had.
I can take a mic.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Why don't you keep it near you just in case you got to use the screen again. And then the hole is sort of between the camera person and the shiplap that you're referring to.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. What did he tell you the hole was for?
He told me he was going to put some sort of, I guess, shed or something there. He was going to build a shed to keep like a lawnmower in, any kind of yard tools that he was using, and then underneath that he was going to allow his dogs to go down there, and that's where they would sleep, I guess, maybe stay warm in the winter. The idea didn't make much sense to me when it was explained to me either.
He was going to have his dogs sleep in the hole?
From what he told me.
Was he planning on connecting it to the house or something?
I do not believe so. I think it was just something while they were out there that they could utilize. I don't think he planned on keeping them there and like having them live there permanently or anything.
You had suggested before that you were planning on moving out prior to April.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And how much prior to when you actually did move out were you thinking about leaving?
I mean, two months before, I had asked Max if he would write me like a letter of recommendation to the new apartment complex that I'm currently staying at.
So you had already looked for a new apartment?
Oh, yeah, I already got one, signed the lease and everything. I was on my way out.
Let's switch gears a little bit. Why don't you explain, where's the garage?
So the garage from here is, if you turn 180 degrees and look straight back, it's an unattached garage, so it is way in the back.
I'm going to show you exhibits 450, 451, and 452.
615.
And that week, do you recall what day of the week that the police came?
I believe that was on Thursday, the 4th or so.
April 4th?
Yeah, April 4th.
Earlier that week, just follow the same routine?
Same routine as just like any other week.
Okay. At any point in that week, did you recall, well, actually, let me ask this question. What time would you go to bed?
I'd try to go to bed around, 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Were you able to do that week?
That week I was. It was surprisingly, like I've told, the investigators, I didn't really hear much from Max in the 2 weeks prior to, it was actually quite pleasant around the house. I didn't even think he was there. I thought he was elsewhere,
Had you seen him in that 2 week span?
No.
So you hadn't seen him?
No.
Did you hear him?
I did not hear him up until I heard him. On which day, I'm not exactly certain, but it was definitely the week before the cops came and pulled me out of my house. I heard him getting ready and packing what I thought was, a suitcase or something, like he was going to stay elsewhere. And in my head, I'm like, oh, well, thank God he's leaving. It'll be quiet around here. So I heard him bringing down something, which day I can't confirm. Tuesday, Wednesday, could be any day. and I heard him bringing something down the stairs. That's the only piece of information that I've heard of him. That's the only interaction that I had with him probably within 2 to 3 weeks of me being pulled from the house.
All right, so I'm going to break that down just a bit.
Yeah.
You hadn't seen or heard of him in probably the 2 weeks up until you were removed from your apartment.
Correct.
And at some point that week, we'll call it the week of April 1st, which would be Monday to the 5th, Friday. And then
Correct.
You said you were removed on the 4th, Thursday. At some point earlier that week, before you were removed, you heard him up in the morning.
Absolutely.
Do you know which day?
I do not know. I cannot confirm which day that was.
You don't know if it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
It was one of those 3 days, but I do not know which day.
And that's what you told investigators?
That's what I told everybody. I've always held that I did not know which day it was, but that was the last time that I'd ever heard from him.
Outside of that, did you hear anything else of him throughout that week?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Like I said, I didn't even think he was there.
Okay. Would there be times where he wasn't there for periods of time?
Yeah, he would. I mean, sometimes he would go and just, stay with some friends or whatever, from what I understood, or he would go help his dad, I think, doing some work wherever they went. And so there was some time periods where he'd be gone for a couple of days on end, yeah.
And it would be quieter around then?
Absolutely.
You had indicated previously that you were having problems with the laundry, right? At some point.
I wasn't having problems with my laundry, but one of his washers had broken, and so he started to utilize, obviously, there was 2 washers and 2 dryers in the basement. So 2 obviously were reserved for me, 2 were reserved for him. One of his I think his washer broke or something, so he started to utilize mine. Well, I go down there and I try to do laundry, and I'm staring at a thing full of his clothes, and I just didn't want to deal with that, so I stopped even going down there to do laundry.
Was that happening all the way up until the time you had moved out of there, or no?
I would say it only happened like that thing must have broke like 2 or 3 months before all this even happened, so.
How did you communicate with him about that?
I didn't say anything about it. I would just turn the clothes over if it was, and then after a while I just got sick of it, and it didn't matter what I brought to his attention. He wasn't going to change anything, so.
Did you ever move his laundry?
Yes.
Would you let him know?
Yeah, I'd shoot him a text and say, hey, I just put your stuff over. I just need to dry something real quick or whatever.
Sure, okay. As a courtesy?
Yeah.
All right. Would he do a lot of woodworking?
Always,
Objection, relevance. He's a woodworker or not.
I'm sorry. He said, what did
Objection, relevance.
say?
It is relevant. I can ask a different question, though.
Okay, ask a different question.
He had a lot of power tools?
From what I understood, yes, he had to have.
Tools used for what?
Used for cutting, sawing, drilling, things of that nature. Like we were just talking about the fence. That was some fresh work that he did.
And would he use these to do the woodworking?
Yes, I believe so, yes.
Do you know exactly what kinds of tools?
I do not. All I could do is hear him through the walls.
How often would you hear him using power tools?
There would be definitely 2 or 3 days a month where he was going on and on.
That back gate here, I have 451 on the screen. Up here. This back gate, to your knowledge, did that door latch or was it loose?
So the back fence door, I believe it was loose. The locking mechanism had shut. However, Maxwell would put like a little socket or something at least so it would be secure and wouldn't blow open. Okay. But I would say 9 days out of 10, it was just wide open like that.
Okay, and I'm pointing to this door here. Is that what you're talking
Correct.
about? So it wasn't a secure door?
No.
A couple more questions, sir. The police came to your house on April 4th. Mm-hmm. You've established that. They pulled you out of your apartment, right?
Yes.
Were you otherwise cooperative with them?
Absolutely.
And did they ask you for permission to search your apartment?
They did.
And did you let them?
I did.
Okay. Nothing else. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Cross-examination.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How about you?
Good. Do you, with respect to these photographs that you have looked at today, do you know when those photos were taken?
So that trailer there was brought to the house, I believe, by Maxwell's family. So this would be after April 4th. And I believe they brought the trailer to clean out the apartment. So.
And the one of you on the front step, do you know what day that was taken?
That would have been probably that April 4th, yeah, maybe the 5th.
Okay.
After they were doing the search of the house.
Right.
They allowed me back into the house after everything happened, and so there I was on the front porch.
Right. I just sort of wanted to jump into that part of things too. Obviously, can we take this picture down, Ian? Yes. Yeah, I may go through some of them. We'll just keep those down for now. So just to sort of recap, as the house is laid out, you have a front door, but that front door is only for your unit.
Only
right?
for my unit, yes.
Max doesn't go in the front door to get up to his.
No, never.
Side door, all 3 areas of the home are accessible: basement, your unit, or upstairs.
Correct, absolutely correct.
And the basement is not locked in any way. You can just go right down there if you want.
Yeah, there's
right?
not even a door. You just walk right down, yeah.
Exactly. And so everyone has free use of the space, meaning the 2 of you, except you've said you don't keep any of your stuff down there. You're clear on that,
Correct.
right?
I never put anything down there.
And with respect to Max's tools, we saw a workbench there, right?
Correct.
Did you ever go through his tools and look at the various things that he had?
There was only one time specifically that I even went over into that area, and that was when our neighbor asked to use a handsaw. And so I went down there and found the handsaw and provided it to her.
Got it. So next door neighbor, basically.
Yeah, that was the only time that I would ever go down there.
And in terms of that'll be a good opportunity to show you this picture again, sir. Exhibit 452, you can see that here.
See what here?
Exhibit 452, you see a picture.
Yes, I see this, yeah.
Okay. And Max's home, or your home, if you will, on the left, and on the right, neighbor's house.
Yep, correct.
And the fence actually runs almost right up to that house next door, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're very close, yes.
Houses are very close. Right?
Yes, correct.
And that's common in this area. If you were to go up and down the street, all the houses are just close together.
That's
right?
correct.
These aren't big acre lots with tons of space.
This is correct.
It's a working class neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Okay. And if you look at the home to the right side, as we're looking at the picture, the home on the right side, there's even a window right up there, isn't there?
That is correct, yes.
And there's even windows right on the side of the home that look sort of I don't want to say into your house, but at your house. Right?
Absolutely, yes.
Chaotic event, if you will. Is that
Yeah,
fair to
I
say?
had just gotten home from work, and I believe I was taking a nap, and then I just heard some beating on the side door, and I initially thought Max had just lost his keys or something and needed to be let in, but then as I go out there, there's guns and helmets and Kevlar vests and whatever.
And they removed
They
you
just,
from
yeah, just knocked on the door. I opened the door. I said, hey, what's going on? I don't know what you're here for, but I know it's not me, so what can I help you with? So.
And then is it your testimony that was April 4th? Is that what I understand you to have said today? That was Thursday, April 4th.
Thursday the 4th, correct.
Okay. You also spoke with the police further on Saturday, April 6th. You would agree with that?
I believe so, yes.
And there was a time where law enforcement sat down with you. It was actually, I just want to explore if you remember this.
Yes.
You sat down with a few different officers that were present to interview you, right?
3 or 4, yes.
Right, exactly. 3 or 4 officers. And they actually interviewed you in the lower level of that house.
Yeah, on my living room couch, yes.
As opposed to making you come to a police station and answer questions there.
This is correct.
And did they tell you that they were audio recording your interview, or did they not tell you
They
that?
did. They absolutely notified me in that. And then they actually placed the recorder in front of me, so
You could see it.
it was very apparent.
So if we need to refresh your recollection, we can always play that, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
And did you have any objection to the officers recording you?
No, not at all.
And would you describe this interview as a consensual meeting, meaning you were willing to answer whatever questions?
Absolutely.
they had?
I've been nothing but, coherent with the law enforcement since the day that this happened.
Cooperative.
Cooperative, I'm sorry, thank you.
Coherent's good too.
Yeah, either way.
And you explained to the officers that you have, in fact, been upstairs to Mr. Anderson's residence in the past, right?
Yes.
And you testified to that today as well.
Yes.
In fact, there was even a time when you were letting him use your internet, so you had access up there for that reason.
Yes. He would call me anytime that his internet didn't work. My internet always worked, but for some reason
Right.
he wouldn't get internet working up there, so I went up there a time.
Dang, wasn't he the one renting the space? How his stuff always worked, but the landlord stuff ain't never working, so he always using the stuff from his tenant. What type of stuff is that?
Or two to see if I could fix anything, but I couldn't anyway, so.
Now, you estimated that you were up there maybe 10 times in the past. Is that fair?
Maybe. 10 seems a little steep. I'd say maybe even 5 or less.
Okay. And you did provide a phone number for Max, and you've testified to that
Correct.
today as well, right?
Correct.
The method of payment that you would write a check and put it on a windowsill in the hallway, that was all just a normal way in which you pay
Correct.
rent,
Correct.
And
So the court reporter can't take it down if you speak at the same time. So if you could just take a breath before you answer and give it a second.
Oh, you got it. My apologies.
I think you just did that to me.
Huh? Did I?
So, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just take a breath. It's okay. Go ahead. Your next question, please.
thank you. And the officers were asking you questions about your history with Max leading up to this incident. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say, yes.
They zeroed in on questions about the night of April 1st. Do you remember that?
I remember the night, yes, but I don't have anything to report on that night.
Sure. I'll just ask some questions.
Yeah,
about
go
it.
ahead. Go ahead.
If you have nothing to report, tell the jury you
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
Okay. So my question was, the police sort of zeroed in on that night of April 1st, which would have been a Monday.
Correct.
And we already know that based on your schedule, you worked a normal, if you will, corporate job
Correct.
at that time
Correct.
with a regular schedule of, I think you said 7:30 to roughly 3:30 or 4 o'clock, give or take, right?
Correct.
Cross.
Some people wake up very early in the morning, they get their workouts in or whatever they end up doing, go for walks. Your schedule was, if you work at 7:30, you get up at 6:30, right?
Correct.
Get yourself ready, get to your vehicle, drive to work.
Correct.
All right. That we all have routines. That was sort of your routine during the work week.
Yes.
You are, and you told the police, you are a light sleeper.
Very much so, yes.
Very much so. Right?
Yes, correct.
And what you've said is that you are a very sensitive person to noise. You could hear, just in general, that's how you are oriented. You hear noise very, very frequently.
That's correct, yes.
You used an example of even if Miss Max's dog was chewing a bone on the floor, you could even hear that at times.
That's correct, yes.
And that there were times where you would text Max or say, knock it off.
Absolutely.
I'm trying.
50 times, if not 100, yes.
I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah.
Max is you always knew Max is a bartender.
Yes.
Bartenders, for better or for worse, often have a different schedule than us working folk.
Which I understood and I respected. Yes, you're correct.
And it can get bothersome at times. A person bartends till 2 a.m. They bring people home from the bar, and you're trying to get up a few hours later to go to work.
That's correct.
So the two of you had different paths in life, if you will.
Yes, very different.
You mentioned Victor's as one place that you knew that Max had worked.
Yes, that's correct.
As a bartender.
As a bartender, yes.
And the noise coming from upstairs, there's really not a whole lot of soundproofing as far as you could tell in this house, right?
No, older house. I mean, any time he moved, I mean, and I understood what a tolerable level of noise is, but even still, I mean, so much as him walking around, I could hear it up there.
Yeah, the walking around.
Yeah, just even walking around, which, I mean, I wasn't complaining about that. I was complaining about the louder stuff, so.
Yeah, nobody's saying you're texting him saying stop walking.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but you could hear a lot.
Okay. I think we get the point. He was a bad tenant, bad landlord, and all that stuff. This right here at the bottom playing is the bus video. I don't think it's no audio, so I'm going to just let that play so we can see that while we listening to the mom testify. We're going to get into her mom. So shout out to y'all for being here. Appreciate it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, tap in, share with a friend. And let's get on to the moms.
Well, isn't this a nice surprise?
First off, Your Honor, I would like to start off with, my name is Sheena Scarborough, SHEENA SCARBROUGH.
Thank you. Would somebody move that Elmo to the side, please? Ms. Scarborough, what would you like to say?
And real quick, one more point. That video at the bottom, this is after the murder. This is him getting on the bus right after he allegedly murdered her. I mean, he murdered her, but I don't know if that's the time, though. That's the alleged.
I am the mother of Sade. I've raised my daughters. We are light worker people. We are very angelic individuals. For us to even be here, I'm going to have to ask. I wanted to go before my daughter because I need her to be protected by this heavy demonic energy that is residual in this courtroom, this devil and his entire demonic family in this courtroom. It's very heavy to where I can't even talk. But Your Honor, I am asking that everyone in this courtroom be protected through the white light by this devil that sits beside. My daughter referred to you as a man. You will never be a fucking man. You're a pussy-ass bitch.
Ms. Scarborough, if you could direct your comments to me, please.
Yes, Your Honor. First off, Your Honor, I would like to thank you and the entire team for what he has referred to you as a man that sits beside. My daughter referred to you as a man. You will never be a fucking man. You're a pussy-ass bitch.
Ms. Scarborough, if you could direct your comments to me, please.
Yes, Your Honor. First off, Your Honor, I would like to thank you and the entire team for what we all had to endure, which was it was freaking torture to even have to be dragged through what we were dragged through. This demon and his whole ass attorney, they knew exactly what he did and what he was responsible for. They took us through extreme agony and pain. We are already dealing with so much trauma. There's no such thing as justice with what you did to my daughter and what you have done to my family. I have bust my ass for over 20 years to raise the best possible angelic light worker kids that do nothing but good. My daughter had to cross your demonic path. You plotted and planned to kill, dismember, then you disrespectfully spread my daughter across the Milwaukee like a piece of trash. How dare you? My daughter was everything. She was everything to all of us. As my baby explained, she had a different impact in each and every one of our lives. There's so many strangers and individuals in the community that I have engaged and met that she has touched and impacted. This has affected the world, the community in such extreme ways. There's no way in hell we should have even ever went through this freaking trial that you drug us through. You knew you were guilty. You're negligent, mammy and pappy. Them demons, I'll deal with them later. But I want you to know that you can no longer hurt my baby. She's in heaven. She's protected. We roll deep. My ancestors roll deep. When you touch my daughter, you fuck with the wrong family. We ain't no pussy bitches, and you should have never touched my daughter.
Playing at 8:28:52.
Everyone. She fed homeless. She worked 2 jobs. Everything Adriana said. The community knows who my daughter was. Everybody knows who my daughter was. How dare y'all even pull that whole shit about that meth? You will not drag my daughter's name down, trying to plot and set up stuff. You gonna carry my daughter's name the correct way in her legacy. You and your family will be held fully responsible for the rest of your life. You will be eternally haunted by myself, my ancestors. I know you cannot sleep at night. They have already been at you. You will never get peace. You will never sleep. You no longer can harm and hurt my innocent baby. You took advantage of her. You manipulated her in the worst possible way. You're a coward. My daughter is a hero. My daughter is a hero. She has saved so many other women from this demonic serial killer that there's no telling how many more people that he has killed. If you had any type of decency, but you are a devil, if you had any type of core piece of anything left in your demonic soul, or if your parents, your devil parents had any type of respect, I don't even know how they could sleep at night, knowing what type of demon son they raised, and then tried to cover it up. Y'all tried to flip that house. Y'all done did so much whole shit, it don't make no damn sense. All y'all karma is gonna be a bitch. And I'm getting each and every one of you eternally. I'm getting the whole entire family tree. Know that. Your sister, all them, each member of your family tree will be eternally hunted by my ancestors. We're light workers. I don't even have to touch you. The spiritual realm already been at you. I can see it in your eyes. You can't even sleep at night, you hoe ass. Judge, I did want to thank you and the entire community, the officers, the team, Ian, Donner, this whole entire community and team has stood 10 toes behind us. This has been extremely traumatic. This is not even my character. I don't move like this. I've been advocating and helping others my entire life. I come from a mental health background. This was not supposed to happen. This was not a part of our plan. Me and my daughters had goals. They are both very academically gifted and talented. They are overachievers. For this to happen, and we have bust and worked our behinds off in life, and then to have all of this noise about the millionaire murderer's son comes and takes my daughter. I don't give a freak about what your color status or how much money you got. You ducked with the wrong family. Because I don't play. You thought you was going to get away. But I'm going to respectfully request that you confess where the rest of my daughter's crown is, if you have any respect left for me and her father and her sister and the rest of my family in this community. You've already done the...
So she said her crown right there. They haven't found her head. They found a lot of parts of her body, arms and stuff, but they haven't found her head yet. That's what she was talking about right there when she said her tell her where the crown is.
Worse, you can at least give us that much. You have messed the entire community up. People can't even take walks and go to the park, and everybody's in trauma. This was not your first time doing this. And all your dark is gonna come to the light. If you or your devil parents had any type of decency of respect as humans with morals, there's nothing else that there's no excuse for what you did to us, what you did to my daughter. My daughter is now protected. You can't hurt her. You can't take advantage of her. But know that you messed with the wrong one. You weren't getting away with this one. And you will be dealt with eternally, like I stated. But Your Honor, Judge, I'm asking that this demon be respectfully returned back to hell as soon as possible. That's what I'm requesting through the court. Please return him back to hell as soon as possible. No possibility of life without parole, the maximum. And this devil should not be given any more special millionaire privileges being held in certain populations. He needs to be, not he, but that devil needs to be placed in a population with the rest of the demons that harm and hurt individuals, the murderers, the serial killers, the felons. You are not on no special privileges. Your money is not gonna protect you. It's a done deal. Sade's justice is just now beginning, and you and all of your family will eternally pay for what you did to us.
Thank you, Ms. Scarborough.
Well, that was one like we've never seen before. That's for sure. I ain't never seen a victim impact statement like that. That's for sure. Shout out to her for that. She said, "I ain't holding back. I'm speaking how I feel, and fuck whatever y'all got to say." We got killer Maxwell Anderson. We're gonna get into his little speaking. And then we're going to get into some more stuff. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, tap in, share with a friend.
I would like to start by saying that from the bottom of my heart, my deepest and most sincere condolences go out to Sade's family, as well as everyone else affected by this tragedy. That being said, Your Honor, I took this to trial without ever once trying to make a plea deal of any kind, because I did not commit these crimes. And so I plan to appeal my convictions while I hope and pray that further investigations not only prove my innocence, but find and deliver true justice.
Anything else you wish to say?
No, ma'am.
So, relative to sentencing, I have a job. And what my job is to do is to hold you accountable. That's to punish you. It's to protect society. It's to find a way that you never come back here again, to rehabilitate you. And it's to deter others from engaging in like behavior. At the point of sentencing, I have to look at different factors. I have to look at your past record. And I'll agree with the defense that the prior record on its face is not as egregious as many cases I see in my courtroom. Quite often you see a background filled with felonies and violence. But what I said was on its face. When you look at the record as it's worked through in the pre-sentence investigation, I'll agree with the state that there are some red flags that jump out at you that...
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
What?
Shout out to today's sponsors, Cat Knot Williams and Allie. Appreciate you, family. Appreciate you. What up, TSC? I see you. Appreciate you joining.
Show a level of violence that maybe it may have been a precursor. You know, I read through the defendant's version of what happened. And it starts off by indicating that he was skeptical to meet with the pre-sentence investigator because he did not receive a fair trial. And there's no reason to believe that this writer's report would be fair or impartial. You know, speaking about the trial, you know, there's a constitutional right to a trial. Every person charged with a crime has a constitutional right to a trial. And we do not in any way penalize anyone for going to trial. It's also a constitutional right to be represented by counsel. And Attorney Cotton did his job, which is just his job to represent Mr. Anderson. That's under our Constitution, the rights that exist. Now, you get credit for taking responsibility. You get credit for resolving a case early. You get credit for stepping forward and saying, what I did was wrong. Because usually this first step in rehabilitation is taking of responsibility. And we didn't have that here. That's why it's important to read what his version is. So you heard him say today that he didn't commit this crime. What he said about the offense was that they met for food and drinks and they proceeded to his apartment, and that's pretty much all there is to say, he said. He offered no other information as to what transpired that night. He later said that he regretted he did not walk Ms. Robinson to her vehicle when she left his apartment, and he believed it was at that point she was abducted by an unknown assailant, quote, either from the alley or from my backyard, unquote. When asked how he accounted for his presence in the area where Ms. Robinson's vehicle was set on fire, Mr. Anderson said that he was set up. He stated he was in the area to buy marijuana, and quote, and all it would have taken was for someone to know where I lived and where I'd be in the morning, unquote. He would not tell the writer when or how he made the arrangements to purchase the marijuana, and then instead stated, quote, I plead the fifth. He then went on to point to things that he claimed were egregious errors at the trial. He claimed that there was a video that showed the photos on the phone and that the state only played stills of the video. That wasn't the evidence at trial. Am I correct?
Yes.
He claims that the still photo that showed his hand grasping Ms. Robinson's breast was part of a video, and it was only a still that was shown. Incorrect, correct?
You're correct.
Okay. He indicated that at trial it was flaunted, the difference in age. And when I read that, I was somewhat shocked because I didn't really find that that was pointed out at all during trial. I mean, it was mentioned how old she was, but other than that, I didn't think that that was in any way an issue, and it barely even made it into my notes. So I thought my point is, I thought it was interesting how his view of reality seems different from what I find truly transpired. And I found it at numerous points during the pre-sentence investigation. You know, looking through this pre-sentence investigation, his viewpoints were very inconsistent with the reality. You know, I think the first issue relative to the mother's fiance, that was credibility. You know, it sounds like he lied to law enforcement. You know, he's asked, have you ever been involved in mental health treatment? Have you ever been in a mental health facility? Have you ever received treatment? He responds in the negative, but then we have the mother indicating that he was in an outpatient at Rogers. He indicates that he never made a suicidal attempt or had an ideology of SAID, but then we read about in the Navy how he was dismissed from the Navy due to a medical release, which appears to be related to the suicidal attempt in trying to hang himself. You have him saying about school, I did okay, but then you look at the history of how he did in school and his grades were pretty abysmal. And just odd things, like he talks about how he purchased the home himself for $160,000, but the mother says, no, I told the dad to buy him the home. It just seems like he has a different view of reality than the rest of the world does. So when I look at the criminal history, which I'm bound to do, it reflects low-level misdemeanors, but the facts underlying those low-level misdemeanors are replete with points that raise your concern. I next have to look at whether he has a history of undesirable behavior, and I think I've charted through what basically I found in the pre-sentence investigation. As to his personality, character, and social traits, it appears that he has had employment. That's a positive. It looks like he jumps between bartending jobs at numerous facilities. But who is a person who would do this crime? You know, what's the character underlying that? How can someone get to a point of inflicting such damage on a person, not only killing the person, but then dismembering, and then after that, discarding the body throughout the community? It's unconscionable, is where it comes down to.
Well, isn't this?
And next up, we got one of his ex-girlfriends. I don't see her name. Let me see if it show her name. I don't know, but I'm sure she's about to say it. So we'll get into that next. Appreciate y'all being here. What up, Miss DB? I see you. Appreciate you joining. We're gonna keep it rolling. This is his ex-girlfriend.
Somebody named Maxwell Anderson.
I do.
Do you see him in the courtroom?
I do.
Can you describe where he's sitting and what he's wearing?
He is at that left side table to me in a blue button-down.
I'd ask the record to reflect the identification of the defendant. Any objection?
No.
The record will so reflect.
How do you know the defendant?
We dated previously.
When did you initially meet?
May of 2021.
Is it fair to say that you met through work?
Yes.
How long were you in a relationship with the defendant?
We started dating the end of 2021, so I'd say December, and then ended things, I'd say March of 2023.
Were you familiar with where he lived?
Yes.
Do you know the address?
3161 South 39th Street.
Had you been to that residence?
Yes.
Frequently?
Yes.
Can you describe some of the things that you and the defendant would do while you were dating, just in general?
We would hang out at his house a lot, and then we'd go to different restaurants or bars.
Was there any particular place that the defendant shared with you that was unique or special?
He wanted to show me this like secret beach that he described it as, just being like a really private area to hang out.
Was that his word, a secret beach?
Yes.
And when did do you remember when he first took you there?
I want to say that first spring that we were dating, so that would have been spring of 2022.
How many times do you think he took you there?
I'd say between 5 and 10 times.
And can you describe, do you know where it was?
I know like how to get there.
Okay. Do you know if it had a name?
I do now, of Warnemount Park, but at the time I did not.
Okay, at the time that you were dating him and he would take you to this beach?
Correct.
Why didn't you know the name of it at the time?
He would always just call it like the beach, and he had mentioned he didn't want me to know the name of it in case we broke up. He didn't want me taking other people there.
Did he describe this place to you before he took you there?
Just
That's wild. Did you not see a sign or anything on the freeway saying which beach is coming up? And by the way, on the left screen, that camera footage, that's from her last moment Sade Robinson was shown alive. So I'm playing that on the side as well.
briefly about it being like really private. Not a lot of people go there. It's just a little like private beach.
I'd like to get into some more details about the beach a little bit later, but just in general, what did you do when you were there with him?
At the beach, we would generally, he'd bring his dogs, and then we would just hang out, build a fire. Sometimes we brought snacks, sometimes I brought a book.
Going to show you Exhibit 295 and ask you if you recognize what I'm showing you.
Yes, this is the beach that we would go to, and then his two dogs.
That's a photograph, correct?
Correct.
This is not a photograph that you took?
No.
I'd move in 295 and ask permission to publish. Any objection?
Yes, she didn't take the photo.
She's identified it. The photo is of what it purports to be. The authentication's in place. I am going to receive it. You may publish.
Are those the defendant's dogs?
Correct.
And that looks like where he took you?
Yes.
At some point, you contacted the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Department, correct?
Correct.
Do you remember when?
I want to say it was April of 2024.
Okay, after you were aware of Sade Robinson's disappearance?
Correct.
And was this after the disappearance?
Yes.
And why did you contact the Sheriff's Department?
Well, I contacted them after the disappearance and after the news was released that he was in custody under suspicion of this. And I contacted them just because I knew he was a pretty secretive person with like his house. So he would buy like shelves with false backs or have these like hidden compartments. Like there was one in the bathroom, like under the sink, that he would place a piece of marble in and it would blend so you couldn't really tell that there was a compartment under there.
So that was something that you're describing in his bathroom at 3161
Correct.
South 39th Street?
Yes.
Is that something that you saw?
Yes.
Where was it?
In the bathroom underneath the sink.
Okay, underneath the sink, did the sink have like a vanity?
Correct. So the vanity was this marble color, and then there was the sink with the cabinets, and then there was like a spot underneath the cabinets, probably 3 or 4 inches tall, and he would just stick a piece of marble that matched the vanity there so that it looked like it was one piece.
Going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 496.
Thank you.
And that's the end.
Do you recognize what this is?
Yes, that is his bathroom.
It's a photograph, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Can you, I'd ask that 496 be received.
Any objection?
No.
It's received.
Can you draw on there where the secret compartment is?
Is it showing up or do you need a Sharpie?
It's okay.
Okay.
Just that.
Thank you. Permission to publish?
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is the vanity, correct?
Correct.
And what you drew in this kind of blue rectangle in pen is what?
It is the piece of marble that he would be able to slide in and out of underneath the vanity. So it does match like the top of it, so it would look as one piece.
And that's something he showed you?
Yes.
Was there anything else similar to this inside that residence that you were aware of?
He did have a closet in the living room area that he would cover with an entertainment center, so you weren't aware that there was a closet behind there.
And you felt that at least some of this information was important to tell law enforcement, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I knew they were searching the house. I just have no idea how extensive these searches are, so.
Did you also share with law enforcement the information about the secret beach?
Yes.
Did there come a time a few months later where law enforcement was back in contact with you about that location?
Yes.
And what happened when they were back in contact with you?
Well, the first time I had mentioned it, I had just said that we had been to a beach, looked very similar. I wasn't sure of if it was the same one. And then they had reached out again several months later, and they were like, do you know
Objection, hearsay.
It does call for hearsay. I'll sustain that.
Did you ultimately meet with law enforcement?
I did.
And did the particular detective or officer that was with you actually go with you to the location?
Yes, I directed them.
Okay. Do you remember where you started out?
Yes, I remember that we would take Layton pretty much all the way down. So I had them get me to Layton, and then I was able to direct.
And when you say we would take Layton, who are you referring to?
Maxwell and I.
Would you say that you have a good knowledge of the city of Milwaukee in terms of directions and different roads?
No.
Was there a particular landmark that you identified that you were able to direct law enforcement to get you to this location?
Yes, so I know we would take Layton all the way down, and then on the way there was a Mexican restaurant, El Beso, on Layton. So that was on the right-hand side. We would stop there sometimes before going to the beach. And then I knew that the airport was, you'd have to pass the airport, so I could tell that I was going in the right direction through those landmarks.
And you did this same route with the sheriff's department?
Correct.
Going to show you exhibits 265 through 277, and just To yourself, look through those and let me know if you recognize what they are.
Individually or just?
Individually, yes.
Okay. Yes, this first one I do recognize. It looks like where we would park to walk to get there.
But do you recognize, sorry if I was confusing.
No, that's okay.
Do you recognize all of those
Correct.
exhibits?
This is
okay.
The beach that we would go to.
Okay. I'd ask for exhibits 265 through 277 to be received and published.
Any objection?
No.
They're received. You may publish.
Showing you exhibit 265. What is this?
That is where we would park our car, and then that fence there is where we would enter to get to the beach.
Okay, so would you park your car down here or in this?
In that dead end spot.
Down where the car is?
Correct.
Exhibit 266, do you recognize this?
That is the fence that would need to be gone through to get to the beach. However, it looks like that was a replacement. That doesn't look like the fence that we would go through.
Okay, so that looks like a different fence versus when you were there with the defendant.
Correct.
Showing you exhibit 267, what is that?
That is the fence that we would go through. There was that gap in between the two connecting fences, and we would squeeze through there to get to the beach.
What is 268?
After we went through the fence, there was like a really long paved hill that we would have to go down. So that looks like that.
Once you went down the hill, which direction did you go?
Left.
Well, never mind. Shoot, I take that back what I said earlier. That's why she wasn't able to describe it or know where the beach was. He took her through the cut, through the secret gate. Ain't no signs. Ain't no information about what beach you on. You can't tell nobody where we at. It's a secret. That's crazy.
And what was down at the bottom of the hill?
Down at the bottom to your right is this building. I'm not sure what the building is. And then to the left, it was pretty rocky. And then once you got past the rocks, you would get to sandy area, which was where we would hang out.
Did you ever go to the right with him?
No.
Showing you exhibit 269, what is that?
Just an extension of the hill. It was pretty long, so then if you just continued down to the left, there would be the beach.
Is this the building that you talked about?
Correct.
And you would go this way?
Yes.
Exhibit 270? What is that?
Same thing, that's just a different angle of the building.
Describe, when you go to the left, how you get to the beach.
So we would either go, it was pretty rocky, so we would either climb kind of through the rocks, or there was, if you, like a little bit longer of a way, there was like a back trail that you kind of had to go up and around, and it would get you past the rocks.
Which did you prefer to navigate?
Usually the trail, because I would be wearing sandals, so didn't want to cut my feet on the rocks.
What about the defendant?
He'd usually take the rocks, depending if we had the dogs or whatnot.
Exhibit 271, what is that?
Those are the rocks that would need to be climbed over.
272, what is that?
Just another angle of the rocks. Further past those trees would be kind of where that trail that I would take is.
What about 273?
So there's a better view of the trail.
Can you stand up and point to where the trail is?
If you're going to talk, there's a microphone right next to you that you can turn on if you need to talk.
Okay, so the
Look at Judge making sure we got that good audio quality. Appreciate you, Judge.
pavement kind of goes down this way, You would enter through, it had all these fallen down trees, so either route was dangerous, I suppose, but the trail kind of curves through this way.
Once you got down to the beach, how far down would you walk?
From when you get there and you can visually see, because it kind of goes around a bend, so from what you can visually see.
Okay, while she talking about her beach walks real quick, I got a 2-minute clip of his dad. I'm gonna play that real quick. It was just a 2-minute clip while she thinking about her beach walks, and then we get back into it, family. All right.
Stating your first and last name, spelling both for the record.
Steven Anderson. STEVENANDERSON.
What would you like to say, sir?
Thank you for this opportunity. On behalf of myself and my family, I'd like to say a few things. First, to Sade's family, there are no words that I can share that will reduce your pain. You are all in my thoughts every single day. Although it is not the same, having lost a boy that was like a son to me 10 years ago, I have some sense of what you are feeling. It took me a very long time to get past the pain that I felt for the person that contributed to his passing. I'm not asking you to forgive anybody or anything. That is between you and your God. To the court, in particular, to Deputy Allen, to Judge Crivello, thank you for your compassion and all of your professionalism. To Max, we want you to know that we love you and support your plan for self-improvement. In this, we hope for a path for you to become a positive influence for society, both while you are incarcerated and hopefully after. Thank you.
And next up, after the ex-girlfriend finished, or once we finish with that, we got the lady who discovered Sade Robinson's remains at the beach. So while he's talking about the beach, while they talk about the beach, that's where some of her body was found at. And we get into that next, family. Appreciate you. Let's keep it rolling.
See, we would go about halfway down. There would be a fallen down tree over there. So there was like lots of bark and stuff. So we'd usually park our blanket by the fallen down tree because then we would use that fallen bark to build our fires.
Showing you Exhibit 275, what is that?
That is just an extension of the beach. I believe that we would usually put our blanket right about here.
Exhibit 276, what is that?
So when we were at the beach, behind us, this is what it would look like. It wasn't just like a big open plain. It was just that little strip of beach and then this wall behind us.
And Exhibit 277, what's that?
Just towards the
photos of this secret beach.
I did.
They are.
I took when we were at the beach.
Okay.
It was taken date and time.
So those are screenshots from your phone?
Correct.
And 279 is kind of an extension of 278?
Correct.
Okay, I'll take those. I would ask for 278 and 279 to be received and permission to publish.
Any objection?
No.
Received and go ahead.
Go, and then that was just a fire that we had built.
Taken out?
Yes, cut a hay.
I don't have anything further.
Cross?
Good morning.
Morning.
So as I understand it, you and Max dated for about 2021 to 2023, give or take about 2 years, you'd say?
Correct.
Not through work, obviously, right?
Correct.
And you would hang out at his house. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes.
So you knew where, you even knew his address, obviously, you just said it, right?
Yes.
And that was a place where he would take you and you would watch TV or spend time together there, right?
Correct.
And you've talked a little bit about this hidden compartment was it in the bathroom area?
Yes.
And actually, the reason why that's important is because when after you heard, I mean, obviously you heard the news about Max being arrested and suspected and all of this, right?
Yes.
That's sort of what prompted you reaching out to law enforcement.
Correct.
So it wasn't until you had seen things in the news that you actually initiated contact with the police, right?
Correct.
And the first thing about that secret spot in the bathroom, you wanted to make them aware of that because you knew law enforcement was going to go search the house, obviously.
I didn't know if it had been done or not at that point, but I just wanted to make them aware.
You suspected maybe they would search a house in a situation like this, right?
I suppose.
Right, you wanted to make them aware of, hey, there's this secret spot here. If you do search the house, this is where it is, right?
Yes.
And that secret spot was something he had shown to you, right?
Correct.
Because you guys trusted each other, or at least he trusted you.
Correct.
And that secret spot was for purpose of hiding basically money or weed, right?
Yes.
Okay. And this beach, you guys have gone there a handful of times together, right?
Yes.
Do you have any idea, so you didn't know the name Warnemont Park back in 2021, 22, or 23, right?
That's correct.
You know it now because you've heard the articles, right?
Yes.
Have you've read a little bit about the situation or the case?
Yes.
I mean, it's of particular interest to you, obviously, because this is an ex-boyfriend of yours, right?
Correct.
And you broke up before he was ever charged in this case. You broke up in March of 2023.
That's correct.
So a year before anything had allegedly happened, you guys were already broken up, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
Not one of these situations where people are still sort of keeping in touch with each other and maybe dating other people, broken up, right?
Correct.
And you hadn't even seen Max for over a year since you broke up, right?
That's correct.
In fact, you never saw him from the breakup until he was arrested. Right?
I believe I had ran into him at a concert that summer, but we didn't hang out at the concert or anything. It was more like a, hey, how are you? Move on.
The dates that you went on, I don't need to go into all the details, obviously, but things like going out to dinner or going to the movies or going to a beach, is it things like that?
Correct.
And he was never physically abusive, was he?
No.
And you were aware that at his house, he even had someone living below at his house, right?
Correct.
You were familiar with the layout of the house. He even told you about the base, so the two of you would stop there periodically as well, right?
Yes.
And the beach is had you ever gone there with Max when it was raining and muddy?
There were...
Okay, we get the point about the beach, and y'all went when it was raining and muddy and went for walks. I thought she knew something about the case, but obviously they're just talking about the beach, so we'll move on. Appreciate y'all being here. So this is the one who found her body, found the remains.
Ngelasawayer. Ms. Sawyer, I need you to scoot right up to that mic, please, and talk right into it. You're soft-spoken, and we need to hear what you say. Okay? State, please proceed.
Ms. Sawyer, do you remember the day of April 18th, 2020?
I'm about to say, then the prosecutor come in with the bad audio. Shout out to the judge making sure they on the mic. That's what I'm talking about. We need that.
Before?
I do.
Why do you remember that day?
Because I left work and went to the beach and found unusual.
I'm just going to help you with your microphone. It's hard to project your voice, so I'm just going to ask you to speak right into that.
Okay.
You were walking on the beach?
I left work and I went to the beach, correct.
What beach?
I actually don't know the name. It's down on the South Milwaukee.
Okay, you were in South Milwaukee?
Correct.
Is this a beach that you frequently go to?
Yes, did.
Did. Had you been there before?
Yes,
Do you remember the last time that you were there?
yes.
When was that?
It was 2 days before, on the 16th.
On April 18th, you found something.
Correct.
What did you find?
I found part of a body.
Do you know what part?
torso and arm.
What did you do?
I called my partner first,
What's their name?
Shiloh Falk.
Can you spell that for us?
Shilohfalk.
She said she found a torso and an arm. Whoa. Could you imagine on a beach walk?
I waited for him to come and we called 911.
And where did you wait?
I waited by the body.
Did law enforcement come?
Yes,
And you spoke to them
I did.
and showed them what you found?
Correct.
Do you remember what time of the day you described this as being after work? When was that?
I got off of work around between 6 and 6:30 a.m. I don't know what time it was because I didn't bring a phone or my watch. I mean, down to the. I didn't look.
And when you testified that you had been there before, 2 days prior,
Correct.
you didn't notice this body part?
No.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
I'm sorry, that's wild, family. That's crazy. Walking on the beach and you notice this little girl body, man. What the hell is wrong with this dude? They need to burn him like she. Well, yeah, all right. I ain't gonna get into that what they need to do, but appreciate y'all. Let's keep it rolling.
Can you describe what the torso looked like?
I don't know how to describe it.
That's okay. Nothing further.
Cross?
No.
Thank you, Ms. Sawyer. State your next witness.
Please be seated. State and spell your name for the record.
Laura Cherasinski, LauraJaroczynski
How are you employed?
with Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office.
What is your title?
A deputy.
How long have you been a deputy with the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office?
5 years.
And were you, did you assist in the investigation into the disappearance of Sade Robinson in early April of 2024?
I did.
You had multiple roles in that investigation, fair to say?
Yes.
Did you do something in particular of note on Thursday, April 18th, 2024?
I did.
On that date, were you dispatched to a certain location?
I was.
Can you tell us where?
I believe it was 3305 Marina Road in South Milwaukee.
The city of South Milwaukee?
Yes.
Milwaukee County?
Yes.
State of Wisconsin?
Yes.
Okay. I have on the screen over here Exhibit 443. It's already been entered. It's our county map here, and I just want to orient us a little bit. If we go to the southeast corner.
At the top of the path, and then we walked down the paved path down to the shoreline, and then she pointed out along the shore where it was.
Is this like a public beach, or what is this?
Yes, but at the time there was a fence closing it.
This was mid-April?
Yes.
Okay. What was the weather like?
Cold.
What time did you go there? I don't know if I asked that.
I think it was like 7:59 in the morning.
Okay. When you went down towards the shorefront, what'd you observe?
It was a torso with left arm still attached, but no head and no legs and no right arm.
How was it laying?
Face down, or chest, torso down.
What is the terrain like there? Is it rocky, grassy? What is it?
Sand.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. Not heard from since April 1st, right?
Correct.
And a leg had been found in Warnemont Park, right?
Correct.
Additional remains found on the north side of Milwaukee.
Correct.
Was it your belief that those things were related to this torso?
Yes.
Did you take any steps to try to yourself identify who the torso belonged to?
I did.
And whether it belonged to Sade Robinson in particular?
Yes.
What information did you have that was going to help you do that at the time?
Previously, I had a picture of her fingernails painted.
How did you get that?
From her general manager at Pizza Shuttle.
Philip Wilder?
Yes.
I'm going to show you Exhibit 38. Is this the picture you're talking about?
Yes, it is.
Move 38 and ask to publish.
Any objection?
No.
38's received. Go ahead.
They not about to show her hand, is they? Don't do it. Don't show the hand. You trying to get it up there too. Is this before or after the unaliving? Oh no, just in case, man. Just in case. Just to be safe, family. Just to be safe. Let me see.
What?
Just to be safe. Okay. That's before. It's before.
Screenshot of a text? Correct?
Yes.
All right. And her fingernails were visible?
Yes.
There was a text from her to Philip Wilder about getting her nails done, right?
Correct.
She wants Pizza Shell to fix them?
Yes.
Were you able to view the fingernails on the torso and determine if they look like that?
I was.
And what did you see?
That they matched entirely from the photo.
I'm going to show you exhibits 242 through 257.
What were the numbers again?
242 to 257.
Thank you.
Can you just look through those silently to yourself, take a moment, and then tell me if you know what they are?
And to be clear, we stipulate to all of these.
I'll move them in then.
Thank you. At this point, they are all received.
I can take those. Ask the public.
Go right ahead.
I'm going to start with exhibit 242 here. All right, what are we looking at here?
That is the top of the paved pathway.
This is where you would have parked to go down towards that beach?
Correct.
243. What is that?
That's just inside the fence on the way down as well.
244, further down?
Further down.
And when you get to the bottom, it turns, and we get to 245?
Yes.
And there's three individuals in front of you there, one wearing a medical examiner jacket, another deputy, and another woman, right?
Correct.
There's a group of people off in the distance. Would that be to the north?
The way the picture is, that would be, yes, to the north.
Okay. Is that where the torso was?
Yes.
246. What is that?
That's just a clearer shot once you go down the few steps onto the beach.
All right, and the next photos are going to have the torso. 247. Is that how it was found by Miss Sawyer, to your knowledge?
Correct.
$248. Both legs are dismembered?
Correct.
And her right arm?
Correct.
What about her head?
Dismembered.
What about her neck?
Dismembered.
249. That just looks north?
Yes.
Okay. From this photographer would be standing where the torso was found, essentially?
Yes.
Okay. And then 250, we're just looking south?
Yes.
251. This is how her hand was when you found it?
Correct.
Okay. And you were able to then, putting up 252, examine her nails a little more and compare them to the Philip Wilder photo that he sent you?
Correct.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yes.
You were aware that Sade Robinson had a tattoo on her chest as well?
I was.
And what was the tattoo?
It's a saying, sometimes you've got to fall before you fly. And there was a bird above it and a bird below it.
You had gotten pictures of Sade to view this tattoo yourself from Mr. Wilder as well? Or were those from somewhere else?
It was from her social media.
Social media, okay. I've got exhibit 33 here. This is the phrase right here where I'm pointing?
Correct.
And she had a bird on her shoulder?
Correct.
And 34. A little better there, a little clearer, right?
Correct.
Okay. Exhibit 253. Were you able to read the tattoo?
I was.
And what part of her body are we looking at?
That is her right shoulder, right side of her chest.
That's the same tattoo from those photos?
Yes.
254. Tell us about her right breast.
It is cut off.
255. This would be looking from her.
Damn, he was right. He did say that. He did cut off the breast too.
From the top?
Yes.
Okay. And her head is gone.
Yes.
256. Would this be her opposite arm? Or leg?
It's hard for me to see from this angle.
Okay. And lastly, 257. You're able to see the tattoo?
Yes.
And it matches directly the tattoo on Sade's chest?
Correct.
Nothing else?
Cross?
No.
Thank you. You may step down.
Nothing else? The tattoo on Sade's chest?
Correct.
Nothing else?
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
What?
All right. We almost up out of here, but not just yet, family. We got a little bit more to cover. We do have the bar situation before. The last time she was seen at the bar, we played a little bit of the parking lot earlier, but this is the bar footage. Appreciate y'all being here. Shout out to the sponsors, Cat Knot Williams, Allie. Appreciate y'all. Y'all dropped them some coins and some KSPNs and some Allies in the chat, and we gonna keep it rolling. Appreciate y'all. Let's go.
Your name for the record?
Deputy Ethan Stout, ETHANSTOUDT.
Deputy Stout, at some point in April of 2024, while you were investigating this incident, the disappearance of Sade Robinson, did you learn that Maxwell Anderson had worked at Victor's?
I did.
Where's Victor's?
Victor's is located at 1230 North Van Buren Street in the city of Milwaukee.
Did you attempt to get video footage from Victor's?
I did.
Did you go to that bar?
I did.
Club or whatever it is? Okay. Were you able to get video from the video system itself there?
I was not.
Did you get video from there?
Yes.
How'd you do that?
The manager of the bar at the time had short clips on his cell phone that were, I guess, recordings of the recording, if that makes sense. He used his phone to take a video of the computer screen that was displaying the video.
And how many clips did you recover?
There were 2 clips.
I've got Exhibit 280 on the screen right now. Do you recognize this?
I do.
What is it?
That is the entranceway or front entrance, I guess, for Victor's Bar nightclub.
This is one of the clips you retrieved?
It was.
Move 280 in.
Any objection?
No.
Received.
All right. On these 2 clips, what are we going to see in some?
In one of the clips, we will see Miss Robinson enter the bar and then go off screen. And then in another clip, we will see Mr. Anderson and Miss Robinson appear to exit the bar and go off screen.
On one of these clips, are you able to see the date briefly?
Yes.
Do you know what date and time approximately that clip is from?
Yes, March 29th of 2024, and I believe it's around 11:37 p.m.
So that would have been the...
And what up, Aubrey? Y'all? What up? I see you in the chat. Appreciate you, family.
Would have been the Friday night before Miss Robinson went missing?
Yes.
I'm going to play the first of the 2 clips. The first one's 15 seconds long. I got the wrong clip up. I'm sorry. I'm starting with the clip that ends in the number 1785. All right, I have it paused at 3 seconds. This clip is 34 seconds. Camera person zoomed out. Are you able to see the date and time? If you have to get up, you can do that.
Sure, I'll get up quick.
Okay. And then come back to the microphone, please.
Yes, I'm able to see the date.
What was it?
That is, excuse me, 03/29/2024 at 11:37 and some seconds p.m.
All right. Playing this clip. What do you see?
In the back right of the frame, I see Miss Robinson entering the bar.
She says hello to a bouncer or somebody?
It would appear to be a bouncer, yes.
And then the second clip, which has the numbers in 1708. What do you see here?
Coming out of the frame is Miss Robinson and Mr. Anderson. They exchange pleasantries with people at the door and then exit out the door to the parking lot or street.
Does it appear they're walking together?
Yes.
There's no timestamp on that second clip, but based on her clothing, Miss Robinson's clothing, does it appear to be that it would have been that same night when she was leaving Victor's?
It appears so, yes.
Nothing else?
Cross.
It was just Mr. Anderson walking her out the door on the second clip, right?
It appears so, yes.
And they appears friendly with each other, right?
Yes.
And did you do any other searches at Victor's when you were there?
I did not.
Okay. One question I had about Victor's is whether you asked the owner whether there's any storage areas for employees to keep their belongings. Did you ever look into that?
I did not.
Okay, that's all.
Dave?
Nothing else?
Thank you, Deputy. State your next witness.
Sharon Polakowski.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you could please be seated, state and spell your name for the record.
Sharon Polakowski, SharonPolakowski.
You gotta say it like this. Polanowski.
Good afternoon. How are you
looking for
employed?
that wasn't the bar one. Let me grab this other bar footage because this is another bar one I thought that was, but I'll pull that one up right now. Polanowski.
I'm employed as a forensic scientist in the DNA analysis unit of the Wisconsin State Crime Laboratory in Milwaukee.
How long have you worked in that capacity?
I've been at the crime laboratory since October of 1993. I've been doing DNA analysis since maybe 1997.
Can you just discuss the background training and education that you have, and then, since you've been there since '93, the continued education and training in the field of DNA analysis that has gotten you to where you are today?
Sure. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in recombinant genetics with a minor in chemistry that I received in 1992. Since I was working at the laboratory, I received training there in what is known as serology, which is body fluid identification and characterizing stains with methods other than DNA. I've also received training in 2 different types of DNA analysis
I don't believe so.
at the laboratory and have continuing education every year.
How many trained DNA analysts are there at the crime lab?
Around 20 or so.
And are you dispersed in multiple labs throughout the state, or just in the Milwaukee lab?
Oh, well, there's a laboratory also in Madison that has another set of analysts.
What is DNA?
Right?
That is correct.
Okay. And my question about the shot.
We've done a lot of that DNA coverage stuff, so we ain't gonna get into all that right now. We're gonna get into this bar footage. This is the one I thought I was playing. Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe, tap in, share with a friend. Let's get into it.
Sade, Robinson, or Maxwell Anderson, or both, at some point went to the Twisted Fisherman restaurant.
Correct, yes.
Did you go to Twisted Fisherman and recover surveillance video?
I did, yes.
Who did you meet with to do that?
The owner, I believe his name was Russell Davis.
You went to the restaurant and talked to Mr. Davis?
I did, yes.
And then subsequently reviewed video footage from that restaurant?
That is correct, yes.
On the screen I have a disc that's marked 235. Do you recognize what this is?
I do, yes. This is surveillance footage from the Twisted Fisherman located at 1200 West Canal Drive, I believe.
And that's...
City and County of Milwaukee.
Okay, and specifically down sort of in the Miller Valley, right?
Correct. Another landmark sort of by it is Potawatomi Bingo Casino.
And We Energies?
Correct, yes.
How many camera angles did you review and or recover?
I'm not exactly sure on the specific number. I know that there was an outside facing the deck area. There's another one on the other side facing east, and then there's multiple cameras inside the establishment.
This is one of those cameras,
Correct, yes.
and this would be looking at the west deck?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. All of these videos, what kind of system was it?
This was a Ring surveillance DVR system.
And the Ring logo is up here in the left corner?
That's correct, yes.
And date and time stamps on these videos were generally accurate?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, I'm going to move 235 in and ask to publish. I have numerous clips to play.
Any objection?
No.
Received. Go ahead.
So to orient us, we're looking sort of in a northwestern direction, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Where my mouse is here, that would be the river?
Correct.
All right. Let me get the volume on first. Some of these have, or all of them, I think, have volume, right?
Correct.
All right, playing the first clip, and for the record, the video titles, well, I guess I'll ask you, Detective. These video titles, as they're labeled on here, that's not what they were labeled when you download them. Those were renamed for court presentation purposes, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. I'm going to play the video labeled, it ends in arriving west deck.mp4. That 14-second clip, I'm going to just go right to the beginning of it. It's a 14-second clip that starts at what time?
17:09 hours, which is 5:09 p.m. on April 1st, 2024.
Did you see anybody in that clip that you recognize?
Yes, I saw Mr. Maxwell Anderson.
And he does what?
He walks into the establishment from the west.
And he's alone?
Correct.
All right. Next clip, the end of it is titled Arrival Inside Bar. It's 2 minutes long. And as it plays, this is picking up at around the same time, 5:09 p.m.?
Correct.
Okay. Forward.
So this is mostly him sitting around. I'm gonna skip forward some until we find where she come.
Brian Culvert.
Oh, okay.
Down next to who?
A bartender named Brian Culvert.
I'm going to show you 241. Just a screenshot of that first camera we watched?
Correct.
Okay, move 241 in and ask to publish. No objection.
Received.
Just so the jury can see. All right. That's Mr. Anderson?
That is Mr. Anderson. That is correct.
And what were you able to observe that he's wearing?
Mr. Anderson's wearing a black and color Carhartt t-shirt, appears to be wearing a red and color flannel over that t-shirt, and blue jeans. And his hairstyle is in a bun fashion.
That's a good point. FFS said, how's she meeting them at the bar if she was only 19? What kind of bar is that? But that's why it looked like a restaurant with a bar in it. It's not just a bar.
I'm going to go back to Exhibit 235 here. And if you're looking at my screen now, there's basically, it's just a bunch of clips, ring clips that you were able to recover, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. We're not going to watch all of them, but why don't we pick up? This clip picks up at what time, Detective?
17:19 hours, which again is 5:19 p.m.
Okay, so this is about 9 to 10 minutes after he arrived?
That's correct, yes.
He's seated alone at the bar, and that employee is now moved behind the bar, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Playing that clip in fast forward. And what is Mr. Anderson, what has he ordered that you can see?
It appears that he just ordered a beer.
Okay. The next clip that you were able to recover picks up at what time?
That is 17:21 hours on the footage, so 5:21 p.m.
And at this time, someone is seated next to Mr. Anderson now, correct?
That's correct, yes.
I'm going to go back out, playing the video. It ends in arriving twisted fisherman. Play that from the beginning.
Cut that volume down. You know, they be trying to get you with that music one time.
We observed fishermen from the east.
And that was at about 5:20?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. So by 5:21, they're seated together at the bar?
Correct.
All right, that last clip for the record picks up at 17:21:40 is the timestamp on it. That's how I'm gonna keep the record of the clips we're watching. And they're just sitting there next to each other. It's not even talking at that point, right?
That is correct, yes.
Eventually, did they get food?
Yes.
Drinks?
Correct, yes.
I'm going to pull up a clip. What time does this clip start, Detective?
17:42 hours, which again, 5:42 p.m.
And by this time, by 5:42, they're eating food, right?
Correct.
Okay. What was happening in that clip?
It appears that they're just having a casual conversation with the bartender, and the bartender later pours out a shot.
The next clip picks up at what time?
17:44 hours, 5:44 p.m.
And 20 seconds?
Correct.
Playing this clip.
So I think they actually met here for a date. Is that what happened? I think she was meeting him here, right? He came first and was waiting for her, and then she showed up. So they had already met prior to this.
All right, and in that clip, did all three of them do the shot together?
That's correct. I believe I heard the bartender say cheers, which then preceded them to all do the shot together, yes.
And Sade has what appears to be in front of her some kind of food, and then there looks like there's a cocktail and perhaps a water?
That's fair, yes.
Okay. The next clip I'm playing picks up at 5:48:26, and again, that shot that they did was at 5:44?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. They smell so good though. I'm gonna go. I can't. It's done working. So. Oh, at the end. Oh, at the end. So. Yeah, so. My two chefs will be on the station.
It appears that Mr. Anderson briefly steps away to possibly use the restroom, and then in the meantime, Miss Robinson is just having casual conversation with the bartender.
Next clip I have up starts at what time?
17:58 hours, which is 5:58 p.m.
This was the last time she was seen alive.
That clip shows us the bartender clearing their plates, right?
Correct, yes.
So that's around 6 p.m.
Correct.
Done eating, both of their plates getting cleared.
That is correct, yes.
Next clip picks up. What's the time that this picks up to the second detective?
1800 hours, 47 seconds, which 6 p.m.
But my friends that are not in the industry don't understand that.
Paused that clip at 15 seconds. Bartender gives another beer to Mr. Anderson.
That is correct, yes.
There we go. I think it's a weather situation because I have so what I do is when I put socks, I vaseline wrap on my hand and I put socks on. So I look at a new word maybe and I go, oh, and I'm like, I still I'm up.
All right, that clip ended. I was trying to stop it right at the end here, but. Somewhere just prior to 6:03 p.m., correct?
Correct.
And so Mr. Anderson got another beer, and then it looks like the bartender does what?
He goes and obtains their check.
So to this point, and I know we didn't watch all of the clips, but you've watched all of them, right?
That's correct, yes.
How he's had 2 beers and a shot, is that fair?
That's fair, yes.
And Ms. Robinson, one drink and a shot?
That's fair to say, yes.
Were there more drinks ordered, do you recall?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Next clip picks up at what time?
That's 18:02 hours with 50 seconds, which is 6:02 p.m.
It's right where the last one left off.
That is correct.
Paused at 22 seconds in this first part of the clip. It looks like Mr. Calvert and Mr. Anderson do like a fist bump, right?
Correct, yes.
And then it seems he's offering up another shot, correct?
Correct.
How does Sade respond to that?
Believe she...
That we just saw.
I believe she declines it.
Okay, I'll play it again. I'm going back to 9 seconds. Pause at 32 seconds. Were you able to tell there?
Yeah, so it appears that the bartender puts down 2 shot glasses, and when he puts down the shot glass in front of Miss Robinson, she kind of makes like a right hand motion indicating that she's declining it.
And what does the bartender do with the shot glass?
I believe, I'm not exactly sure what he did with hers.
Okay, I'll back it up here. Playing from 12 seconds. Did you see it there?
I did, yes. He physically picks up the shot glass and puts it in front of Mr. Anderson.
Playing at 26.
Yeah, actually, I can nick you up. Go on. Okay. Yeah, I want to go. The worst weed I've ever smoked. I go. I drink water in Milwaukee, and so I know.
All right, I paused it just before the end of the clip. The timestamp is what?
18:04 hours and 52 seconds.
Okay, sorry, I pulled it away before you could read it. The next clip picks up at what time?
18:04 hours and 54 seconds.
How you doing, darling? Yeah, long time no see. Been busy. Young ladies, hold on. Right here.
All right, and in that clip that just ended, that was about a 2-minute clip, give or take. What did we observe?
Observed the bartender make some type of alcoholic beverage, and then the three of them, he pours the beverage into 3 shot glasses, and the 3 of them do the shot together.
Okay, so he gives that shot to both Sade and Mr. Anderson.
That's correct, yes.
I'm gonna advance a little bit
Lock
here.
his ass up too, serving drinks to minors. They need to shut that whole bar down. And they bringing killers too, with kids over here courting kids and then killing them. Oh, they need to shut that whole bar down.
Next clip picks up at, what time do we got?
18:21 hours and 16 seconds.
All right, so just a few minutes after they just did the other shot?
Correct.
Fuck you.
All right, that clip looks like they're getting up to leave.
That's correct, yes.
I'm gonna go to the next clip. Does this one pick up right where the other one just left off, or at least appear to?
That's correct, yes, at 18:23 hours and 21 seconds.
Somebody has to do well. Hey, don't talk to them, but yeah, we're all concerned.
Pause this clip at 1 minute and 3 seconds in. The timestamp is 18:24:25. They've just headed for the exit, right?
That's correct. They say bye to the bartender, and they both exit the establishment together.
Okay. This video's titled Leaving Twisted Fisherman. What camera are we looking at here?
We're looking at the exit/entrance camera to the east, which shows out towards the parking lot.
And the timestamp, April 1st, 2024, what time?
18:24 hours and 20 seconds.
In that clip, they leave, they're exiting to the east, and then they turn the corner of the building, correct?
That is correct, yes.
So in some, Detective Mr. Anderson arrives at about 5:09 p.m.
Correct.
Miss Robinson at roughly 5:20.
Correct, yes.
They sit there next to each other at the bar.
Correct.
They eat.
Correct.
They have drinks.
Correct.
And 2 shots total.
Correct, yes.
Okay. And at 6:24, they get up and leave together.
That is correct, yes.
Did you have another detective check and see if there was other video of them leaving near the We Energies facilities near that location?
That is correct. That was Detective Joe Blanchard.
Okay. And then I have Exhibit 240, which has already been entered into evidence. This is a screenshot from that same camera. What is Sade wearing?
Sade is wearing a black puffer jacket. Underneath appears to be a white knitted sweatshirt, blue/white wash jeans with cuts towards the knees and the thigh of her body, and then whites, I would say, tennis shoes. She's also appears to be carrying a black bag in her left hand.
Okay. And when she's inside, she has her jacket off. You can see that she's wearing the long sleeve sweater.
That is correct, yes.
And it kind of goes midway down her torso.
That is correct, yes.
I have no other questions.
Cross.
So just to recap, the two of them basically just hung out at Twisted Fisherman.
I would classify that as yes. They just had casual conversation from what it appeared.
And the guy you mentioned before is named Brian Culvert, right? That's somebody you talked about?
That's correct, yes.
Because you questioned him?
I interviewed him.
And he's the guy that was working behind the bar?
Correct, yes.
You've watched all these tapes before court here today, obviously, on other occasions.
That's correct, yes.
And Mr. Culvert appears friendly with Max Anderson, doesn't he?
That is correct, yes.
Calls him an incredible guy.
I don't recall hearing that.
Well, at the end, he says, Max, so good to see you, as he's shaking his hand and leaning across the bar. You saw that?
I saw that. I didn't hear that.
Oh, you didn't hear either of those things?
I heard the name Max. I didn't hear the incredible guy portion.
Okay. Who carded Sade?
I don't believe she was carded.
Did they ever ask her age or anything?
Objection, relevance.
Well, they just spent all this time talking about shots.
It's fine.
I'll withdraw the objection.
I'll allow him to answer.
Could you just ask your question one more time?
Was she carded?
I don't believe so.
Or asked to provide any identification at all from what you saw?
From what I saw, I don't believe so.
And it looks to me like Brian Culver is just on his own pouring shots for people.
I'm going to object to this line of questioning at this point. If we're getting into him serving her underage, it's not relevant to this trial at all.
It isn't relevant. I mean, you got...
No.
And the part relative to alcohol.
Well, you've testified on direct about shots being poured, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And my question about the shots, not about the underage aspect, my question about the shots is, did Max order those shots?
I don't know who ordered what shots.
Right. You don't hear anybody order those shots.
I don't believe so.
From what it appears, from what you watched, is that the bartender is just pouring them on his own volition, right?
That's correct. But again, I can hear some of the audio in the video. I can't hear all the audio in the video.
Right. Okay. And they eat a meal, right?
Correct, yes.
Each of them, from what you can tell?
From what I can tell, yes.
And it's clear to you, isn't it, that Max is known at this Twisted Fisherman place, right?
Yeah, it appears that him and the bartender know each other, yes.
Very friendly with each other.
I would say so, yes.
That's all.
State anything?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State your next.
36. There were multiple camera angles from We Energies that you...
All right, this will be the last one. We'll wrap it up with this one right here. Once again, appreciate y'all. Let's keep it going.
Found, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Exhibit 236, the first clip I have up is titled uberdrop.mov. What are we looking at here?
It is a western view of the camera on, I believe, St. Paul. I'm not sure what 100 block that would be, exactly where the camera is, but it's right in front of the Twisted Fisherman, which the structure is right on our right. It's like a beige structure.
Okay, so where I'm circling here, that would be Twisted Fisherman?
Yes, that's correct.
We got Potawatomi over here on the left that I'm circling now?
Yes.
Okay, and this video clip is going to show what in sum?
A vehicle arriving and pulling just into the front of the driveway of Twisted Fisherman, which is that first access point, stops there and then slowly rolls forward straight to the west entrance. That's the area of the west entrance of Twisted Fisherman.
Do you recall what time this clip is from?
Yes, from the 1st of April, 5:09 hours, and I believe there is a timestamp embedded in the video if you need help finding it.
Okay, and that vehicle that we just watched pull in, that's the Uber you're talking about?
Yes, looks like a SUV of some sort.
Right here that I'm circling?
Correct.
Okay. And I would move the entirety of 236 into evidence.
Any objection?
No.
It's received.
I played that clip to 19 seconds. I'm going to go to the next clip. What are we looking at here?
This is a different angle. Right on top of the screen is the east side exit and entrance area of Twisted Fisherman with a parking lot that is adjacent to it.
This clip is from what time on April 1st?
Around 5:09 on the other side. I believe it's 6:24.
Okay.
I believe when this is the exit.
You were aware of what time they were on video coming and going, right?
Yes.
Okay. So where do we want to be looking? All right, right where I'm circling here?
Yes, at the top of the screen, right in the center. Behind that vehicle is a chain link fence.
The video kind of skips, but we can see what?
2 individuals exiting the east side of the Twisted Fisherman.
And then they go around the front of the building?
They do.
Are you aware from the Twisted Fisherman who those individuals are?
I am, yes.
Who are they?
Sade Robinson and Maxwell Anderson.
Back to this other clip. This is them walking outside the restaurant together.
Yep, now along the west, walking westward direction in front of the building.
And they appear to be walking together, leaving the restaurant together.
Yes.
Where are they walking to?
The west side parking lot where Sade's vehicle was parked.
Okay. And last clip, I'm sorry, I didn't announce the time that I stopped that one.
Hey yo, peace family. Welcome back to Flesh of the Gods. Today, we descend into the darkness that shocked the community to its core, a darkness that for too long has been allowed to fester in the shadows. We turn our focus to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where a verdict has been reached in the horrific case of a 19-year-old Sade Carleena Robinson. The name Maxwell Anderson now carries the weight of a jury's conviction, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide, mutilation of a corpse, and arson in the brutal slaying and dismemberment of young Sade. This was not just a murder, family. It was an act of grotesque violence that has rightfully ignited an outpouring of grief and fury. But to be honest, beyond the horror of this individual crime lies a deeper, more insidious truth. For Sade's family and many within the community, this tragedy has ripped open a wound that never truly heals. The persistent and often ignored violence that Black women and girls face in this realm. Their vulnerability, their pain, so often relegated to the margins, now screams for our attention, demands our acknowledgement. In this episode, we will not shy away from the gravity of this crime. We will reflect on the life that was stolen, the brutality inflicted, and the lingering questions that haunt us. But more importantly, we will amplify the voices that demand we confront the systematic issues that allow such violence to continue unchecked. Sade Carleena Robinson's name will not be forgotten, and her death must serve as a catalyst for change. A reckoning with the shadows that prey upon the most vulnerable among us. With no further ado, let's get it started. Stay vigilant, stay fresh, and stay blessed, family. Let's get it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, tap in, share with a friend on your way in. Let's go.
Seconds. So right here where I'm circling, there's some trees and whatnot. Do you know from other angles if that's where her car is parked?
From looking at this video and seeing some small movement behind the trees, the vehicle was parked there.
Okay, and then let's go to the final clip. Different angle, but in this one you can actually see where her car is parked, correct?
Correct.
I'm gonna zoom in. I'm circling right here, two people, that'd be Sade and Mr. Anderson?
Correct, leaving the restaurant, excuse me.
All right, playing from 0 minutes to 0 seconds. It kind of skips, correct?
It does.
But you can see them walking together?
Yes.
All right, and right here where I'm circling, what's that?
That is her vehicle parked facing the direction of the camera.
Do they appear to both get in the vehicle?
They do.
And what time was that at?
About 6:24 or 5 at that time.
So the Uber drop-off was at 5:09. They were in the restaurant, they left at 6:24, both going towards Sade Robinson's car.
That is correct.
Nothing else?
Defense?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State your next witness.
State calls Russell Davis.
All right, hold on. They trying to slide one in. Let me see what he talk about real quick. Let me see. Let's skip past.
Who associated with the restaurant Twisted Fisherman?
I am, yes.
How?
I am the sole member, owner of the LLC, Twisted Fisherman,
Where is that located?
at 1200 West Canal Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah. Y'all serving minors in there. Minors that got murdered. You should be out of business, sir.
At some point in time, did you employ someone named
No, that is messed up. Maybe it's not his fault, but still, that's crazy.
Well,
The minor part is.
Yes, for approximately 3 weeks in 2023.
do you see that person in the courtroom today?
I do.
Can you describe where they're sitting and what they're wearing, please?
They're sitting on my left side in the courtroom, wearing a green shirt and a white t-shirt.
I'd ask the record to reflect the identification of the defendant.
Any objection?
No.
The record will so reflect.
You employed him just for 3 weeks.
Approximately, yes.
How would you describe the level of your knowledge of him?
Very brief knowledge.
At some point on April 5th, 2024, did the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office come to the Twisted Fisherman?
Yes, they did.
And did you assist them with obtaining surveillance footage from the Twisted Fisherman?
Yes, I did.
Did you also view that video while you were helping the detectives with it?
Yes, somewhat.
And in that video, did you see Maxwell Anderson depicted?
Yes,
And was that from the date of April 1st, 2024?
it was.
I'm showing you what's been marked Exhibit 241 and previously received. Do you recognize that?
Yes,
And who is that depicted in that photo?
Maxwell Anderson.
And is that the outside of the Twisted Fisherman?
Yeah, we know that scumbag. We know who it is. We about to roll out. We getting out of here. I want to play the moms one more time before we get up out of here. So for those who you already seen it, appreciate y'all. Much love. If you're going to roll out, we got a little bit left. And that's just going to be the mom statement that we played earlier. She was going in. I just want to hear it one more time before we go. Much love. Stay fresh. Stay blessed. Let's get it.
First off, Your Honor, I would like to start off with, my name is Sheena Scarborough, SHEENA SCARBOUGH.
Thank you. Would somebody move that Elmo to the side, please? Ms. Scarborough, what would you like to say?
That's the Elmo you was talking about? I was wondering what y'all talking about, Elmo.
I am the mother of Sade. I've raised my daughters. We are light worker people. We are very angelic individuals. For us to even be here, I'm going to have to ask. I wanted to go before my daughter because I need her to be protected by this heavy demonic energy that is residual in this courtroom, this devil. and his entire demonic family in this courtroom, it's very heavy to where I can't even talk. But Your Honor, I am asking that everyone in this courtroom be protected through the white light by this devil that sits beside. My daughter referred to you as a man. You will never be a fucking man. You're a pussy-ass bitch.
Ms. Scarborough, if you could direct your comments to me, please.
Yes, Your Honor. First off, Your Honor, I would like to thank you and the entire team for what we all had to endure, which was it was freaking torture to even have to be dragged through what we were dragged through. This demon and his whole ass attorney, they knew exactly what he did and what he was responsible for. They took us through extreme agony and pain. We are already dealing with so much trauma. There's no such thing as justice with what you did to my daughter and what you have done to my family. I have bust my ass for over 20 years to raise the best possible angelic light worker kids that do nothing but good. My daughter had to cross your demonic path. You plotted and planned to kill, dismember, then you disrespectfully spread my daughter across the Milwaukee like a piece of trash. How dare you? My daughter was everything. She was everything to all of us. As my baby explained, she had a different impact in each and every one of our lives. There's so many strangers and individuals in the community that I have engaged and met that she has touched and impacted. This has affected the world, the community in such extreme ways. There's no way in hell we should have even ever went through this freaking trial that you drug us through. You knew you were guilty. You're negligent, mammy and pappy, them demons. I'll deal with them later. But I want you to know that you can no longer hurt my baby. She's in heaven. She's protected. We roll deep. My ancestors roll deep. When you touch my daughter, you fuck with the wrong family. We ain't no pussy bitches, and you should have never touched my daughter.
Have a good night. Have a good night. Have a motherfucking
My daughter
good
helped
ass
everyone. She fed homeless. She worked 2 jobs. Everything Adriana said. The community knows who my daughter was. Everybody knows who my daughter was. How dare y'all even pull that whole shit about that meth? You will not drag my daughter's name down, trying to plot and set up stuff. You gonna carry my daughter's name the correct way in her legacy. You and your family will be held fully responsible for the rest of your life. You will be eternally haunted by myself, my ancestors. I know you cannot sleep at night. They have already been at you. You will never get peace. You will never sleep. You no longer can harm and hurt my innocent baby. You took advantage of her. You manipulated her in the worst possible way. You're a coward. My daughter is a hero. My daughter is a hero. She has saved so many other women from this demonic serial killer that there's no telling how many more people that he has killed. If you had any type of decency, but you are a devil, if you had any type of core piece of anything left in your demonic soul, or if your parents, your devil parents had any type of respect, I don't even know how they could sleep at night, knowing what type of demon son they raised, and then tried to cover it up. Y'all tried to flip that house. Y'all done did so much whole shit, it don't make no damn sense. All y'all karma is gonna be a bitch. And I'm getting each and every one of you eternally. I'm getting the whole entire family tree. Know that. Your sister, all them, each member of your family tree will be eternally hunted by my ancestors. We're light workers. I don't even have to touch you. The spiritual realm already been at you. I can see it in your eyes. You can't even sleep at night, you hoe ass. Judge, I did want to thank you and the entire community, the officers, the team, Ian, Donner, This whole entire community and team has stood 10 toes behind us. This has been extremely traumatic. This is not even my character. I don't move like this. I've been advocating and helping others my entire life. I come from a mental health background. This was not supposed to happen. This was not a part of our plan. Me and my daughters had goals. They are both very academically gifted and talented. They are overachievers. For this to happen, and we have busted and worked our behinds off in life, and then to have all of this noise about the millionaire murderer's son comes and takes my daughter. I don't give a freak about what your color status or how much money you got. You ducked with the wrong family. Because I don't play. You thought you was gonna get away. But I'm gonna respectfully request that you confess where the rest of my daughter's crown is, if you have any respect left for me and her father and her sister and the rest of my family in this community. You've already done the worst. You can at least give us that much. You have messed the entire community up. People can't even take walks and go to the park, and everybody's in trauma. This was not your first time doing this. And all your dark is gonna come to the light. If you or your devil parents had any type of decency of respect as humans with morals, there's nothing else that there's no excuse for what you did to us, what you did to my daughter. My daughter is now protected. You can't hurt her. You can't take advantage of her. But know that you messed with the wrong one. You weren't getting away with this one. And you will be dealt with eternally, like I stated. But Your Honor, Judge, I'm asking that this demon be respectfully returned back to hell as soon as possible. That's what I'm requesting through the court. Please return him back to hell as soon as possible. No possibility of life without parole, the maximum. And this devil should not be given any more special millionaire privileges being held in certain populations. He needs to be, not he, but that devil needs to be placed in the population with the rest of the demons that harm and hurt individuals, the murderers, the serial killers, the felons. You are not on no special privileges. Your money is not gonna protect you. It's a done deal. Sade's justice is just now beginning. And you and all of your family will eternally pay for what you did to us.
Thank you, Ms. Scarborough.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
What?
And there we have it, family. Another one in the books. Appreciate y'all coming and spending time with your boy. That was a crazy case right there. That's my first time seeing all that. I watched a little bit this morning as I was just gathering what I wanted to put together, but I really didn't see none of all that, and that's crazy. Caught me off guard. Shout out to Chad My Black is Golden, who came through with that idea. Appreciate you. Indigo Kepra, I don't know why I always do that. Indigo Kepra, I see you. Appreciate you, family. Rock Solid, TV 100, y'all go sub up. Cat Knot Williams and Allie, stream sponsors of the night. Appreciate y'all, family. Shout out to Allie. Have a good night. Have a good night. Joni Ford, appreciate you, family. FFS, appreciate you, family. Aubrey Ya, appreciate you. Allie, FFS, okay. YP Com Chick came through. What up, YP Com Chick? Appreciate you, family. Miss DB, appreciate you. Much love, much love. No One in the building. Shout out to No One. Tia C, much love, appreciate you. Tat Clouds, tat. Much love, appreciate you all coming and hanging out with me. Rachel Hope. Rachel Hope. That's a lot of words. I can't see them all from here, but appreciate you. Appreciate you coming through. Shout out to everybody who came through, showed up, hit the like button, left a comment, show some love. Shout out to our stream sponsors again. Y'all go sub up to Cat Knot Williams. Shout out to Allie for coming through. Good night, y'all. Have a good night. 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 Good night, good night, good night, good night. That don't feel right. I gotta drop the song. Peace, love, and joy, Joni 4. Have a good night, YP. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Shout out to No One. Y'all go sub up. New music coming soon. Rock Solid TV. New videos coming soon. Slime corners wanna watch the trial, and Leos be capping, chatting that shit. Come and tap in the most interactive. I am the flesh. I am the God. I am the flesh. I am the God. Don't tap in. God play skin every rap in. If you like us, gon' get the lights up. You son, you can share, tell them pack in. From the left, right, front to the passenger side. It's right here, the premiere. How you know? Cause them boys broadcast to the live. Wanna talk about it, hit the link right here. Slide coins up, got 100 bands. Mars eyes, watch how the check. And the band made love to a bomber head. Two bands do a dance like check. I'ma keep going till motherfucking tired. You what? I'm motherfucking tired. Slide real side, could we rain down game? Like, what you mean? Just watch the rise. Watch the rise. Watch the rise. I am the flesh. I am the God. I am the flesh. I am the God. Flesh with God. I am the flesh. I am the God. I am the flesh. I am the God.